Give me what I want. Give me what I want. You know what I want. Give me what I want, or I'm gonna continue to hurt people you love. Give me what I want. Give me what I want. You know what I want. You just don't want to give it to me. Give it to me. Give me what I want.
We're gonna give you what you want.
That's not what I want.
Oh, come on. Give me more subscribers. What's up, guys? Look, I'm glad you're all here. I'm not sick or anything like that. I'm perfectly healthy and fine. But you all know I'm not sick or anything. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I'm busy, been very busy. There's a lot of things that I've been busy this week, and I have been off social media, my Twitter account, for the past 3 or 4 days. I have not gone to check it even once, obviously because I did not post any links into the Twitter from whether it's shared publicly or privately. Obviously, you could tell if you pay attention. So, yeah, obviously, the DM groups, you have not seen me post anything or you have not seen me tweet anything. It's because I'm taking a kind of a break from Twitter. I haven't deleted my account. I don't plan to, but it's just I have to get off. I have to take a break from it. Okay, mentally I'm not. Mentally I'm fine. Look, no, it's not physically. Mentally I'm fine. It's just that I see so much stuff on Twitter. Hey Vortex, I see so much on Twitter, like arguments and stuff like that, and then some trending topics, like some negative stuff, and then some arguments and stuff like that on Twitter. And I follow a lot of people. I'm not here specifically calling out people, but I follow a lot of people who like to use Twitter as a way to get attention and not in a positive way. Okay? You know, they say something outrageous, and then all of a sudden, somebody, you know, they say something outrageous, something like comical, I would say, just to get a reaction. And I read, and sometimes I click on some of this stuff, and I'm like, oh, this is my mind. Oh my God. And this is not, I'm not talking about just the Snyder stuff. It's all Twitter, everything with Twitter. I'm not burnt out from Marvel, DC, Star Wars. I'm not burnt out from any of that. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not burnt out for any of that. I'm just burnt out of all the fighting among those fan bases on Twitter. Okay? And other stuff. That's not pop culture related too. And yes, I'm fine. So, okay, I'm going to come back to this. The reason I've been busy is because I'm focusing on my sports channel. I have been you know what? I'm trying to get my sports channel up I have 309 subscribers. Yeah. Basically. Yeah. So I've been focusing on my sports channel. Right now, every team in the NHL and NBA, the four remaining teams in each sport, like right now, the Lakers are down 3-0. The Celtics are down 2-0. They have a chance to go down 3-0 tonight. In the NHL, the Golden Knights are up 2-0, and Florida's up 2-0. So every series in both sports has the potential to go up 3-0 or 3-0. Okay, so I've been focused on sports like that, and I've been focusing a lot on my Toronto stuff, like Toronto, the NBA and NHL. Well, the playoffs are going on. Toronto sports, and I've been disappointed with the Blue Jays right now, my baseball team. But right now, like the Raptors are looking for a coach, right? But the same ownership that owns the Raptors is just like basically let their GM go for the Maple Leafs. Now the Maple Leafs are looking for the new GM. So I've been focusing on that. And I've been focusing more on positive stuff on YouTube. I haven't really clicked on. I follow channels on YouTube that, you know, they're in a community. And I haven't really clicked on those channels as of late as the past 3 or 4 days. And I do include YouTube in that social media stratosphere, but not to the same extent as Twitter, because on YouTube you can navigate who do you want to listen, what kind of stuff you want to focus on, right? On Twitter you can, but it's not the same. On YouTube, so I've cut out looking at the drama stuff and looking at the titles and thumbnails. I cut that stuff out. I focus on positive stuff on YouTube, stuff I'm interested in. All right, so I advise you, like, if you get burned out from social media, or YouTube, do what I do. I feel like that's why I haven't been a movie talk lately or listen to like drama stuff. It's because I want to get away from that. And this is I'm basically taking a break from social media. Basically, be home and okay. I just got a text. I gotta take this phone call. See you in a bit. All right, I'm back. And I'm just like, I've been playing. I'm not burned out from streaming, George. I'm not. I just haven't. I mean, I took a little break the halfway point this week. I took a little break from streaming. I'm streaming something Monday, but it's my best day. Take care, Vortex. And I know June is a big month for the entertainment world. We got a bunch of movies, and there's a bunch of video games coming out this month too. And I've been playing Zelda Tears of the Kingdom a lot. Really fun game. Yeah, I'm not burnt out. I'm just gonna admit this. Let's talk pop. It's not canceled. I know I usually do it on Wednesdays and Saturdays, but I'm gonna wait till maybe Wednesday get back on the Let's Talk Pop train. I gotta admit, the past 3-4 days I haven't really paid attention to entertainment news. I feel like entertainment news, I don't know. It should be positive, like something to get excited for. I don't know. I just don't feel excited for entertainment news as much as I once was. I don't know. But I've been more focused on my sports channel and my TikTok channel, honestly. Like my buddy Degrassi thinks, and I tend to agree with him, that I have more fun on my sports channel than I have on my main channel. And you know me. I don't do streams if I don't feel passionate about them, right? I'm not like if I set up a stream and I don't feel like the day I have it, that day that the stream is scheduled for, and I don't have it in my voice and my tone and my body language, that's when you know if I feel like I don't have it, I'm not doing the stream. And you could tell, like what I'm doing right now, I'm invested, I'm motivated to do this stream, right? Because I have to. I'm not one of those people where I feel like I have to stream just to make you happy, guys. Just so I like obligated to stream. Okay, I'm not. I stream when I feel in the mood, and I know I make promises unless, like, I set up streams, but I'm sorry. But if I don't feel like I'm in the mood, I'll move the stream. Sometimes, rarely I'll delete them, but sometimes I'll move the stream. I have to be in the mindset because the positive mindset, feeling good. Like I feel good today, man. I was outside really hot, feel good today. And I have to feel like this. And if I feel like this, I know my streams will be better because I feel energetic, feel full of life, stuff like that. I don't want to be on stream and be like, well, yeah, this is happening. It looks like this is gonna happen. I don't know. I don't feel positive. I'm enjoying. I guess I'm excited for this. Or if you see me hold my head sometimes or like this sometimes, I'm like not in the right. And if you know me, when I joke around a lot on stream, that means I'm in a good mood. Even sarcastically, right? If I joke around with sarcasm, that means I'm in a good mood. And no, I'm not a canopy. I'm not praised on a podcast. Okay, this is live. I just get praised on my Twitter and then I'm out. And when I do live streams, the links, I don't know, man. I'll be careful how to do links. Because, uh, what's it? What's it an hour? What time is the basketball game tonight? 8:30. Okay. 8:30. Yeah. So I'm just taking a little break from basically social media because I am eating. So social media is all the negativity. And here's the thing: I deleted Twitter off my phone. I last few years, I don't know. I have deleted. I've been on and off for Twitter on my phone. I deleted it and reinstalled it. Delete, reinstall. And then when I don't know why, because when I found out when I had Twitter off my phone, it was a good feeling. I admit this. Last year, when Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness came out a year ago, I did not have a phone for a month. Okay, I did not have a phone for a month. And I reserved tickets, right? And when you reserve tickets, pre-order tickets online, you get an email with the barcode and stuff like that, right? I had the right to freaking I didn't print the ticket. I didn't print the ticket. I had to write the damn barcode on a piece of paper. But yeah, by that time, around this time this month, May last year, I did not have a phone. And I gotta say, it felt good. I did not have this for a month last year, and it felt good. Here's my passcode. This, let me tell you something. We need this. We need phones, obviously, right? We need a phone, obviously, a mobile phone. But as a society, we gotta do a better job. I do a much better job of trying not to play with them a lot because we do have a problem with not able to stay away and not able to stay away from the phone and not able to be less addicted to it. It's scary. It's scary. Social media addiction, phone addiction. It's not good for you. It's not healthy. Right? You can use it. You can look at it a couple times, but it's not really healthy. Okay. And last year when I had a month, I was fine with it. Yet there was a time for a couple of weeks I didn't have a laptop, and that's different. I needed a laptop. I think we need laptops. I think we do need laptops more. I think phones are important, but we really need laptops too. Like I needed a laptop more than a phone last year because of this, because stuff like this. I enjoyed this. I know I can stream on a phone, but yeah. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you. This is basically controlling our life. Social media and this is controlling our life. And I know some people are really addicted and you get off. Here's the thing. I haven't felt tempted to come back to social media. And I know it's addiction. When you try to go sober, when you try to go sober, right? When you try to go off, when you try to be drug-free, alcohol-free, cigarette-free, there's always a temptation, right? I don't have that temptation with social media. I've done it on Facebook. I barely go on Facebook. I barely go on Instagram. I do go on. I tend to do trends on Instagram. I'll go on Instagram a lot, then I'll stay off Instagram. I can control it. But the thing is, the people I communicate with in the community are on Twitter, and I feel bad because I want to communicate with them, but I don't want to be on Twitter that much. So yeah, so really, I'm fine and everything. I'm fine. Like, okay. So If you don't see me post on Twitter links to my stream, just do notifications. Just click on the notification bell on my channel, and that's how you know. And that's how you know a video is uploaded or a stream goes live. Just simple, right? And if you're into sports, here's my sports channel. You know, I do wrestling there. I do sports like baseball, football, basketball. That's just it. I may be peaceful in that fandom, but like everything else, man, that's the problem. Like, hey, I don't know what I'm watching. Like, I have like an hour and a half to the basketball game, so I'm just watching like old football. What you gotta do with Twitter and stuff like that and social media, you gotta find something else to keep you busy that's more productive. I know what people say that, oh, you're lazy, you're playing video games. Let me tell you something. I'd rather play video games than be on Twitter, social media. At least with video games, you're being more productive, okay? At least you're being productive. Here's my Switch controller. You're being productive. Unlike it being on social media. It doesn't make you angry. Well, I mean, it can, like, obviously, but it doesn't make you like angry, enraged, stuff like that, unless you're playing online. I don't play online that much with others, but this is more productive than going on Twitter and seeing people bitch. 90% of the time, people bitch. Twitter's a cesspool of lies, complaining, making shit up. It's a cesspool of that. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Blue Sky, you know, Jack Dorsey, he's creating his new social media account. It's getting very close to launch. Very close to launch. I don't know when he says he's going to launch it, but it's like in the process of getting launched. You could apply for beta unless you get invited by somebody who already has an account and they could give you a code and stuff like that. So I'm going to try Blue Sky when I applied for the beta. Once I get it emailed to me, I'm going to officially create a profile on Blue Sky. And when I do, I might post the Blue Sky link in here because I'm not sure if there's going to be a social media app on the phone for that, but in the meantime, once I get Blue Sky, I'm going to post the link to my account, obviously here on my, right? I just hope Blue Sky doesn't turn into another Twitter. I just hope it's not as much as a negative place to be. You got to remember, Twitter at one point, like when Twitter, in the inception of Twitter, people just express their thoughts, right? Just their thoughts, like, right? And people still say their thoughts. But I remember Twitter back in the day, like 2009, 2010, when it really got started. People said their thoughts, and there was nothing on Twitter. There was no video. I think you could post pictures, but there's no videos. There was no trendings. There were, trending topics, stuff like that. No news. It was so easy. And I think it's right. And then over the years, it became this cesspool of negativity. And you can still find positive stuff on Twitter. You can. You can make friends like I have here. But I just wish there's an option where you can mute everybody. Like you have a selection. I'm sorry. That's kind of mean because there's people I like. But I just wish I just want to mute everybody. Instead of selecting just muting one person. I know you can mute words and stuff, but like, Good. 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 I hope it's more tolerable in that way. Slowly. Damn. And they get what I want. All right. Like right now, I'm deciding what to do for a stream. I don't know if I'm gonna stream later tonight. I don't know. This the basketball game. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna stream tonight because of the basketball game. I gotta check something. Nice, nice. See, that's where I've been. Really, it's just not on social media. Other things keep me busy. Really, and I'm focusing on my sports channel. So trying to stay away from negativity and stuff like that, and the immaturity of people have Twitter. It's like when people go on. I'll just say this, when people go on with Twitter, it's like the maturity level drops. Right? We're not mature on Twitter. It's like basically we're all kids on Twitter. We're all children on Twitter. So don't worry. We're still gonna do spoiler reviews this month. Transformers, Indiana Jones, Spider-Man, and Secret Invasion, and then ended up not this month. I mean next month. Secret Invasion and obviously Flash. We're gonna still be doing that stuff in June. That's coming back. Let's talk Pop. It's not going away. In fact, I got basically a new pick for that right here. That's not going away. And nothing is really going away, guys. Just a little break. That's not like I haven't been burned out. Around this time last year, I was burned out. I do get burned out, but I haven't felt really burned out. I just felt burned out from Twitter and social media. That's it. Not YouTube. Burned out from certain stuff on YouTube, but not YouTube overall. And I've just been like watching some funny stuff on YouTube. Sports stuff, non-sports stuff. I'm excited for this week because we got the PlayStation Showcase, the 24th. That's this week. I guarantee you, we're gonna get the Spider-Man release date. I wonder if they're gonna counter Mortal Kombat's release date because Mortal Kombat's been officially announced for September 19th. I wonder if Spider-Man's gonna be released in that same month because the rumor is fall, right? I'm curious. The hell did I just see? Sorry. It'd be funny. It'd be great. I'm gonna enjoy the Lakers getting swept tomorrow. I'm gonna enjoy that. So yeah, basically that's been where I've been. I'll appear from Twitter time to time, but yeah, I've been peering from their that. So that's been happening. That's why I haven't been active on Twitter. But you'll see me on YouTube, and if I don't post links in the DM group, I will post links on the message, the comments. Hey, Blind, what's up? I'm good though. Don't worry. There's nothing wrong with me, Blinded. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm just taking a Twitter break, a social media Twitter break. Yes, thank you, Degrassi. Focusing on other things, like focusing on this, focusing on playing this, my TikTok account, my sports channel, watching more sports, watching other stuff. Oh yeah, let me tell you something. It's a blessing to get off social media. I took off Twitter off my phone. It's all this negativity on Twitter. And I've already seen people shit on Indiana Jones. Like, that's what, like, I've been paying a little bit of attention. I haven't been mostly a lot of attention to entertainment news, but I have been paying attention to Indiana Jones because it's shot at the cons, right? It's shot at the cons and it's not doing very well. It's not doing very well. And to me, it just deflates the excitement for a film when you already get the reviews out. I'm like almost 3 weeks ahead of the film, and I'm concerned. Like, I was really looking to this film, but I know it's a film festival, and these movies always come out before they actually officially release in theaters. Okay, I didn't know Transformers is coming out very soon. I can't even get screenings to The Flash, man. I'm trying to get screenings to The Flash, but it's not happening in Toronto, in Canada, right now. Yeah, nothing here. But see, I've been on. I'm playing. Like, I'm fine mentally, man. Like, I'm just off Twitter. Guys, Twitter's chaotic. Like I admit, I'm gonna try Blue Sky. I don't know. Jimmy Fallon putting this on and taking some criticism. But Blinded, I'm gonna do talk Spider-Man. I know not Spider-Man. Explain. I do want to talk Sony PlayStation Showcase with you guys, like this week. I do want to talk with you, and that's the problem, right? Degrassi, we have too many high expectations. Yeah, Blue Sky is the Jack Dorsey. You know, the guy who created Twitter. He's doing Blue Sky. Yeah, But I do want to talk to PlayStation Showcase with you, Blind, and I think we're gonna get a date for Spider-Man 2. June is a busy month. I'll say that for movies and video games. Video games a big month, and I gotta say, while I was playing, well, yeah, I'm not gonna stream it. Um, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's on the phones yet. I know you could get it on here, but I'm not sure. I see blind. You could send your email and hopefully get a beta. Otherwise, you have to be invited by a code. Somebody has to send you a code. Everybody has an account. So it's getting really really close to officially. It's on Google Play. I'm gonna download it. It's officially getting very, very close to launch. Spider-Man 2 is going to be released this year. It's going to probably be announced this Tuesday, right? But yeah, this is a busy month. Also, while playing Zelda, I played Diablo 4, the beta, the public beta. It's really good. I like the game. But I mean, I you know what? I was thinking of Street Fighter, but I'm like, nah, I'm not. I don't think I'm gonna go get Street Fighter. Zelda's really good. Oh, I want to talk to you about Zelda 2, Blind, because it's a really fun game, right? Blind, why don't you come on for a bit? I'm free to talk for a bit. While I eat. I'm eating dinner. George, anybody can come on. Here, I'm gonna put it in our DM group. Okay. I put in our DM group. Our DM group. Me and George's. Our group. George. Our group, guys. George, if you want to come on, you feel. Come on. We'll get Blindness take on this. I don't know. You like my thumbnail? Are you sure? Oh, I sent it in Blindness group. Sorry. I sent it to Blinded only. Okay, I'll send it. All right. Okay, I got it. Yeah, I'm gonna ski on Blue Sky. Let me get it. Let me see. Let me get a Google Play. Oh, it is on Blue Sky. Hey man, how are you?
What's up?
Yeah, I know you're all worried about me. I'm fine. I'm just ignoring Twitter, social
Right,
media, and
yeah,
some YouTube stuff.
right. I guess that explains why you were in the DMs because I was like, oh, it's been a couple of days now. Where
Oh
did he
yeah,
go?
I'm trying my best not to go into DMs to stay away because like
Yeah,
it feels because there's how people like when you get off cigarettes, when you get off alcohol, drugs, there's always a temptation to go back, right? I'm trying
right.
not to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I still have Twitter, obviously. I check
Me too.
sometimes. Obviously I post stuff on there. I try to post at least a couple of tweets, but I don't want to stay on so long. Uh, but oh yeah, here's George now. What's up,
That's why I
George?
took it off. Hey George. That's why I took off my phone. I'm like, yeah, I gotta get Twitter off my phone.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish it had like a time limit on the app where it just like boots you out for the day.
Yeah,
Cause yeah, I would
really,
prefer that.
you're really loud here for like 2 hours and you're out.
Yeah, because it gets
George,
hectic, way too hectic.
I think. Hey George, what's up with you, man? How are you? How's Work Arena on GameCube?
I'm having fun with it. I love replaying Ocarina of Time. I
Yeah,
love
that's a great
replaying
game.
like a lot of Zelda games. I can easily replay. I don't know. Maybe like not like a gaming stream, but maybe like a stream talking about certain games. I'll do
Mm,
because I want to do different kind of streams than just superhero streams. Wait, what?
right.
Hold on. I'm like trying to fix because I'm trying to fix my
You just
thing.
think. Here's the thing. With Marvel, DC, Star Wars, all that stuff hasn't burned me out. It's actually just people talking about it burned me out.
Well,
Like,
Mm,
I mean, like after the Flash, depending on how good Spider Verse. Well, even if regardless of how good Spider Verse and the Flash are, or how bad, I
yeah,
do plan on doing a stream about superhero fatigue. Like
right.
even if those movies turn out great, because I think there is some fatigue, but I also feel like there are people who just want great comic book movies in general, and if you get them, then people don't talk about it that much.
hmm
Mm,
it's, that's why like on YouTube. I mean, don't no disrespect to certain YouTubers that are in our community. I had to unsubscribe because all I see is like them reacting to everything. It's not really important, and a lot of it's like negative stuff. It's not really important.
right.
I sometimes I look at the people in the community. I'm just like, why just why? I
Mhm.
mean, maybe because it's because I work in childcare, but it's just it gets draining.
It does.
And,
It does.
and it's
Yeah.
like if you're gonna bring up like high school drama when we're in our 20s, 30s, maybe even 40s, then like what should you even have kids at this point? I'm sorry, it's just
I, look. At least I admit I'm not retiring. I'm just like I'm not gonna admit there's no such thing as retiring
no. Listen,
on
listen.
Twitter.
If
I'm
I say
sorry.
if I say that I'm taking a break for like
Yeah.
a week or two because I'm going on vacation or I just need to focus on other stuff, I'll just say, yeah, I'm just gonna
Bec-
take a break, but I'm gonna be returning. I'll just be like, don't expect any videos this week. If you want, you can just check out my old videos until then.
if
Right.
like I'm not making any money off YouTube.
Yeah,
So
no, I'm
like
not.
quit. There's no such thing as retiring. You have to make money in order to retire.
I mean, well, I mean, I might be teaching arts and crafts this summer, but I'm still going to be on YouTube.
And
I'm still going to be making videos on the
this
weekends if I have
this
time because
this,
it's summer, so I usually get busy.
yeah, George. I'm just gonna say, does YouTube and social media give you benefits of retiring?
No.
Retirement. His retirement
Hell
pays on
no.
YouTube.
Hell no.
Yo, all I can say is it's a good thing when I was a supporter of the Phantom Menace, I didn't start my channel back then because I could be like making because I would have been
Oh,
making dough, and then I go broke from YouTube.
Mm,
Because at a certain point, I would get bored of it and be
I
like, no one's going to want to watch this content
I
now.
you know what I've been watching? I shouldn't be watching this, even though I try to stay from the drum. I've been watching Nerdette versus Dane.
Oh, well, you know what?
oh God.
Oh,
I'm going to listen. I'm going to be honest, Aaron. I've been watching that as well. But the thing is, it's like I think you kind of have to be aware of sus people in the community.
Yeah.
So
what
I can't
was
blame
that
any-
about?
like
No.
apparently
No
Dane
clue.
was
Justified
Dane's-
pedophilia or something.
yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
And like here's the thing that as much as I hate the drama, I feel like this is something I can't blame people watching because like you gotta be aware of what people are in this community.
Well,
there's
where
sus
is this? I have not heard of this. At all.
Nerdette's been
Nerdette-
talking about it for like the past week.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yo, Saggy was freaking out about when she
Here-
found out Dane was defending it.
Here's the
Defending
thing.
what exactly though? What is the
Here's the
allegation?
thing. You know, we go after the Phantom Menace and how on their far right and how there's stuff like this. Dane is
Right.
basically the exact opposite.
Yo, he basically
Yeah,
called
he-
Nerdette
yeah.
a radical centrist, and I basically said Nerdette, and I basically said before Aaron's stream in Nerdette's chat because I was watching her stream before Aaron's stream
Yeah.
came on. I was like, based on what Dane is saying, I guess I'm a radical centrist myself.
What the hell is a radical centrist?
I don't know, but I'd rather
don't
be a
know.
radical centrist than a radical left winger like
Does
him.
that even
This is-
make sense? You're
Centrist is in the
what?
middle.
You're-
What the hell? Like,
You basically got politics on both sides, I guess.
yeah. Radical.
Like I got some liberal beliefs, but I also got some conservative beliefs.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm a centrist because I agree
But
with
I don't-
liberals on some issues, but I agree with conservatives on
Oh
some other
my
issues.
god. So
It's like
what was he defending exactly?
What's happening to Grassy? What's happening with your PS5?
I guess like it was something.
Ooh.
It was something involving the P word.
Yeah. You can
You're gonna have to
Matt-
tell me behind the scenes then, because
Oh,
I haven't really
man.
been paying attention.
It's just, but no, it's so bizarre. And I was like, you know what? Like, I can't blame the people who have been angry about it because I was angry about it. I mean,
Here's
look,
here's
because like I work with kids, and look, here's the thing. One of my childhood friends in 5th grade, the assistant teacher turned out to be a creep. Now he didn't do anything to my
Ew,
friend,
yeah.
but I'm just
Yeah.
saying something could have happened. And this guy
Yeah,
was
we've talked
also,
about that before.
and this guy was also a priest at my church.
well,
And we
that's
all
not
used to
surprising.
think this was the cool priest, but it's like it
Yeah.
turned out to be a real creep. Anything, I'm just saying, I have no sympathy, especially in the field that I work in. I have no sympathy for these kind of people.
That's why it's so weird.
Yeah,
to
I don't
see-
blame you. I don't
That's
blame
why
you.
it's so weird. People are like attracted to like teenagers on sitcoms when they're
Well,
And
it's-
he-
Well, I think it is a mental illness, right?
yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
I'll say that there's people who believe it should be legal. There are people.
legal.
dude,
Yeah.
remember the Batman gate guy had that sus comic?
There was
Yeah,
like a,
yeah,
there was a
a
whole
lot.
Law and Order episode like years ago, where it's a group of men, or basically usually it's men, or like I don't know, for some reason usually men are more in that category, like a pedophilia than women, even though there's women right into that, right? Because
Right.
even though it's a lot of high school, it's not the men, it's the women.
Mm.
Right? But there are people like Law and Order people. There was an episode like years ago. I think it was SUV because SUV deals into sexual stuff, right? There was like a group of men who said, "Yeah, you know what? It should be legal." Like,
Oh God.
yeah, they're like a. I mean, look, obviously it's disgusting now. It grew like as time went on, but it was technically legal years, centuries ago, millenniums ago. Like it wasn't frowned upon back then. Now, obviously, it's different because we didn't have the science, right? Obviously, they could understand the human body and stuff like that. It was about, like centuries and millenniums ago, a woman would get married like a 14 or 15. Game of Thrones, basically, they marry them all. Like they're older in Game of Thrones, the show, but apparently, I haven't read the books, but in the books, I think they're teenagers.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird things in the book. Yes.
Yeah.
I heard.
Yeah, obviously they couldn't do it with HBO, right? I mean, like obviously Game of Thrones, like, but I think they
Yeah,
wanted
that
to be
might be-
careful with that. That's like pedophilia. I know you could get away with rape. I guess they kind of did some rape in Game of Thrones, like with Sansa and Ramsey, but you didn't see it. Well, pedophilia is a whole different level. Even rape is still pretty bad. Like it's up there too. But at least you
Right.
didn't see it. Like, right? Like they at least they knew, like, not to show. It's and like wasn't there? I forgot one episode. There was like I think what's her name? Arya killed like a pedophilia soldier or something. Who went to like a brothel and went like the youngest girl, and one of the youngest girls was like almost a kid or something.
Right.
I think, yeah.
Well, let's be fair. Dane's basically a liberal grifter. He's no different from the Phantom Menace.
Yes.
The difference is he's.
I saw
actually-
comments saying that.
But the thing is, it's
Yeah.
like he's more extreme with his politics than the Phantom Menace. He's just more liberal because he's more obsessed with it than the Phantom Menace is. Like, here's the thing: the guy became known for I remember I didn't hear about this guy until like he made a video that was apparently like an exposing geeks and gamers kind of thing, and everyone was like, "Oh, who is this guy?" And he's basically doing the same thing that they do.
Right.
He grifts off of talking about like YouTubers that disagree with his politics.
Yeah, I think that stream is going on still.
By the way, okay, you know what I mean, I know we were talking about Twitter before, but there's somebody on Twitter, right? I guess it's a trend where they take their name, their at, and put it into Google. So yeah, I did mine, and I found out I'm referenced in all these articles about Ant-Man 3, how it sucks and stuff. I thought that was hilarious. You should try that. Put your handle on Google and see what articles you're mentioned in.
How do I do this?
Just take your handle. So whatever I put yours in, actually, I just did yours.
Oh, it's probably bad.
Yours, you do have one mention from Pop Culture on a WWE article. I just searched it now.
Oh yeah, I did. I don't know what it was about, but I did think I tweeted at him about that because he doesn't really. He's not really interesting, but I think I was on his channel talking about a wrestling thing a little bit.
What's the article? Popculture.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, social media weighs in on WWE's Thunderdome experience. So they have one of your tweet here from like 2020.
Oh, yeah.
Like the ones that I'm referencing, it's just hilarious. Like one about GTA. How like the remaster was like such a mess. Where I was like, oh yeah, instead of buying the game, just refund it and watch a bunch of compilation videos of how broken it is. I thought that was funny. It was like, how come I wish they would tell you that we're gonna put your tweet in an article so that I can actually read it.
Oh my god, they have my Lord of the Rings tweet. I'll roll them all.
Oh man,
because of the game, an MMO game.
right? Yeah, I had one here. Has a Switch Pro been canceled? Because I had this tweet go viral. That it had like crazy amounts of views on it. People were like, "Oh, the GameCube." It didn't remember that. It was like people were like saying that I hated the GameCube, and it's like I never said that in the tweet at all.
I have a question for you. Did you guys see Fast 10 yet?
No, I'm gonna see it on Tuesday.
I'm not gonna
Huh?
bother seeing it. I got more important
Me
things.
too. I heard it's so really ridiculously stupid and it's on purpose.
Yeah, I still kind of want to see it though. Just
I think
Here's the thing. The reason I'm not seeing it is because I haven't even seen the last two. Because in my opinion, the franchise was kind of done for me after Paul Walker passed away.
Look,
Right.
yesterday on my TV, you know, every time there's like a movie, like a franchise, right, comes out, like a movie proper franchise comes out, they always on TV, they always show like the past movies before the sequels, stuff like that. They do it with Marvel and DC, right? So they do it fast
Right.
also. When they do it with Star Wars, Indiana. So I was watching like I didn't see all of them, but I saw like Fast 5, Fast 6, and Fast 7, and I'm like, you know what? They weren't as ridiculous as they are now. At least they had story.
Right.
And I kind of know what happens in the movie because I read the plot on Wikipedia.
I have no clue what
I don't
happens.
care. I'm not gonna spoil it. I don't like. Okay, The Rock's back in it. That's already been spoiled like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I did know about that. Yeah.
And
Which,
people are pissed
yeah.
off. People are pissed off about that. But like, guys, the trade spoiled it.
Oh, people
The
are pissed
trade.
that it got spoiled, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like people on Twitter just spoiled. The trade spoiled it.
Yeah, some it just came out of nowhere. I
Yeah.
don't know.
And from what I understand, it kind of makes sense why he's back in it. So,
Because he needs a new franchise. He's desperate because he's no longer going to be in DC.
Well,
Here's
his
a story-
character
Here's a story
didn't.
reason. Here's a story reason.
Well, the thing is, like, his character would have eventually had to come back, right? Because like, it's not like he died or anything. Like, they kind of just leave his movie on like a cliffhanger. So
I'll tell you what.
like-
I'll tell you what. It's not really a spoiler the way he comes back. I'll be honest with you. Do you know?
Right.
Remember Fast and Furious 5? They go to Brazil when they face out a businessman drug lord, right?
okay,
Remember that they go to Brazil. I think it was Brazil, right? And the businessman drug lord. He's not a memorable villain like Braga or the Shaws, right? But
right.
if you remember, they didn't arrest him. Basically, The Rock, Hobbs basically executed him, right? Like shot him dead, right?
Mhm.
He was down on the ground and he just basically executed him, right?
Right.
So that guy is the father of Jason Momoa's character.
Okay, that's random.
So yeah, so
Okay.
Jason Momoa is the son of the guy of the drug lord Hobbs executed. So now Jason Momoa obviously goes after Vin Diesel for revenge, but also wants to go after Hobbs for revenge. So it kind of makes sense if you really think about it.
Right. That he would. Right.
Did it watch?
I guess. Yeah, I don't know how it got spoiled. I just saw a tweet and I was like, "Oh well, he's in the movie." Okay.
It's so weird, like how the Shaws turned to good guys. What the fuck happened? Like,
So it's basically Dragon Ball Z at this point.
yeah, a lot of the villains end up turning good in Fast and Furious. Have you noticed that? Apparently,
Yeah.
rumor has like Cypher's gonna end up turning good too. I'm like, what the fuck?
No man.
It's like they're all reforming.
Oh,
Stop
God.
it. Cypher was built up to be this most dangerous like adversary for them. Like
There was a race to spoil it before The Rock spoiled it. It's hilarious.
Now I know what Brie Larson's character is. Like I know who she plays now. Like,
I know nothing. I told you I didn't even see the
I'm not gonna
trailer
spoil it. I mean, I don't
for
know.
this movie.
Is this movie worth like keep your secrets?
I just want to see. My dad wants to see it. So
the trailer gave away the whole plot of the film.
And
The
here-
trailer was like
They got a
was almost
4-minute trailer.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Like what the hell?
a 4-minute trailer.
Yeah, like a
Okay,
week
that's-
ago. But like, you know how they always do those final trailers before a movie gets released? They had like
Right.
a 4-minute one.
Wow. Well,
Well,
at least
Fast and
I didn't
Furious-
see it.
Well, Fast and Furious doesn't really have a story anymore. They don't focus on story, right? They knew it for this film.
Yeah.
They purposely did it for this film. Was it him? Oh yeah, this guy's hated by the Snyder family.
Oh yeah, Humberto Gonzalez. Yeah,
He's a kind of a prick. Yes.
I haven't seen. I mean, besides like, there's a couple of people I follow and they like Snyder stuff, but like I all the Snyder stuff
Sean-
does not appear in my feed anymore. Like the negative stuff. So
Sean, who did they hate? Him and like Sean O'Donnell, that guy.
all right.
But it's like Seven was good. What the hope? Then I was just watching like Six, just Shaw with not Deckard, his brother, Luke Evans' character. I forgot his first name. I'm like, this guy was one of the most dangerous terrorists in the world. But all of a sudden, like in Seven, his brother wants revenge, but his brother the whole time, it was not about revenge. It was about something else. And like, I don't even know what the story is. Like Deckard Shaw spared Han, right? They all think he's dead. He spared Han, but why did he go out? If he spared Han, why did he go after Don Toretto? I know because of like what the fuck? It doesn't make sense. It was revenge of his brother, but he spared one of the crews of Han. Like what the fuck? It doesn't make sense. They should have kept. I'm sorry. They should have kept Jason Statham's character as a villain. They should have kept the Shaws as the villains. I'm sorry, Helen Mirren's character, Luke Evans' character, Decker Shaw's character, Vanessa Kirby's character. They should have been villains. Kept them as villains.
Weren't they going to, now that you're talking about, weren't they going to do like a female Fast and Furious movie?
Oh my god.
Is this still something they want to do? Because I remember they were talking about this during like Fast 9. I was like, okay, I mean, I guess.
Here's the thing, Degrassi. There's no Toronto studios holding the flash screening. I mean, I can register for it. It sucks.
Well, I'm seeing it on my birthday. It comes out on my birthday.
I know.
I'm just gonna wait.
It's just being.
Don't want to see it early.
The screenings are at the Scotiabank Theater, basically where
Right.
TIFF is.
The Scotiabank Theater is not
Near
the one
TIFF.
at Dundas Square.
I know,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
near the TIFF area, like Toronto International Film Fest. The TIFF uses
Yes.
that theater as one of their venues.
Yeah, TIP is a good theater.
Yeah.
I do like the theater experience there.
Yeah.
I saw Uncut Gems there. It was pretty good.
A TIFF? What's the
At TIFF, yes.
premiere or no?
Not the premiere, but they were showing it before it was on Netflix, and so I went to go see it, and it was packed. It was packed.
Was Adam Sandler there?
No. It was just like a regular.
Oh,
You know how like
they're
Netflix
probably-
releases a
they're
movie
probably at
early?
They're probably at the first screening.
Yeah, it was like a very first early screening. It wasn't at TIFF at September. I didn't get to. Every
Oh.
year I want to go to TIFF, and like every time I go, like the booking is just crazy, and I never get to go. So that was one of the movies I wanted to see, and I saw it in December. So
Yeah. I went to George Brown, and that's not very far from TIFF. If you really think
Yeah,
about
that's not that far from there. Yeah.
it. Like I think I did see when I was walking to the King Station. This is years ago. I think I did see some film being filmed in Toronto. I'm not sure what film it was, but the street was street was cut off. It was closed, and I'm pretty sure it was a film. There was something was being shooting. There was a film or a TV show. I didn't stop
Right.
by because there was no movement there. There was nobody. It was pretty sure it was being filmed there, but there was nothing going on. There was no filming there yet. There was a shoot there.
Right.
But nothing was going on.
They shoot a lot on King and near there.
And sometimes
There's a lot of
sometimes
shooting.
they
there.
do have public filming. Sometimes they'll let the public
Yeah.
watch filming publicly. Sometimes.
Yeah,
But-
sometimes. But for whatever reason, every time I go on that street, they're always like shooting something.
Mhm.
But for TIFF at Ryerson, because I used to go to Ryerson,
I know Ryerson, yeah.
Yeah, they used to have TIFF. But,
Um,
it's like behind the school, because of the theater there. They
Yeah.
show stuff.
They use
I never
they
went
use,
to the theater.
they use Ryerson. They use UFT.
Yeah.
They use Pinewood Studios, but Pinewood Studios is it's really really difficult to get to because it's on that
Well, there's
island.
two. Which one?
The one in Toronto is really hard to get to.
Well, but which one? There's two. There's one in Etobicoke, and then there's one on.
They're both far from
close
me.
to
I think the
they're
one
on like
close to me-
opposite sides of the city.
Yeah, and I think there's also one in Mississauga, isn't there?
I think there is. Yeah, that might be like downtown Mississauga though.
Mm-hmm.
I live near closer to the Etobicoke one. Not to dox myself, but yeah.
Like every movie that's gonna be nominated for an Oscar next year is probably gonna be a TIFF.
Yeah, that tends to happen.
Yeah.
I wonder if Dune 2 is going to be at TIFF because the last time they showed the first one at TIFF, and I wouldn't mind
It was
seeing it.
virtual, wasn't it? They couldn't have. It wasn't because I don't think they went public.
No, it wasn't virtual. It was at
It wasn't virtual.
that was
They still had
2021.
They still have people there because Toronto was Toronto shut
No,
down.
remember 2021? It was like July. Theaters opened back
Oh.
up, so
Oh, yeah.
they were allowed to. Yeah,
But you had
because
to check.
I remember the first.
You had to check a vaccine though. You had to be sure you had to.
Yeah, you had to do that. But
Yeah.
the first movie I saw was Fast 9.
You know,
in the
you know what
theater.
pissed me off? The theaters opened up in July after Black Widow came out.
Yeah, I know that sucked. I told you when I bought Black Widow on Disney Plus.
Yeah, George. Yeah.
Yeah, that was dumb. That was a
Yeah.
really dumb decision.
Yeah, George. Yeah, I think you told us it multiple times. Yo, I didn't pay the $30. I watched it. I watched it on a legal site. I'm not doing
Yeah,
that.
you could have
no,
watched because then you would have got the HD. Like it would have been, it was dumb.
Yeah. Yeah,
But I only watched it once.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yes. No, the first one is not boring. I like Dune. I want to read.
Dune
the
was a
book.
phenomenal film.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
read some of the book. I need to read more of it.
I haven't read the book, but I like the first movie.
No, the first Dune is a great. It's a great movie.
It's
That-
a movie, it's a
You
slow
have your
building
opinion, but it's a great
franchise.
movie.
It's a slow building franchise. Like
It's the kind of it's like our house blockbuster, and
I-
I always like our house blockbuster
I-
because we don't really get a lot of it. so-
I can see why some people don't like it because some people don't like slow paced movies.
Yeah,
To me, it doesn't matter if it's fast paced or slow paced, as long as it keeps me entertained.
my only criticism of the movie, and I keep saying it, is that once you get to the third act, like once
Mm-hmm.
that invasion happens, and then they're separated, and then he has to do the fight to get into the I forget the
Mhm.
group's name, right? Like that
Yeah,
to me, like I felt like that should have all been saved for the next movie because it just felt weird. It's just it was like the movie's kind of done. It's like why continue it?
Oh yeah, Black Widow
Yeah,
was
Love
the
Charge
first
was
movie.
crazy. That was
Black
crazy.
Widow wasn't the first. I remember like Mulan that came out 2020, and
Yeah,
was
Mulan.
the first one to go $30. I did not pay $30 for Mulan. I watched it legally.
screw
It was not a
that.
good movie. It was not a good movie.
And then there was Cruella. Why can't I say the villain from 100 Dalmatian, the movie with Emma Stone?
Cruella. Yeah, I know what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah, that wasn't that also too a pay, or was that just free on Disney Plus?
I think it came out in theaters. Didn't that come out
Yeah.
in theaters?
Yeah, it did, but they still put it on Disney Plus though.
Kind of, yeah, because I think it came out before. I think the movies are still shut down in Ontario when that movie came out. 'Cause I think that came out in May or April. I'm not sure. I didn't watch it. I'm not paying $30.
Yeah,
You know what I did?
paid. I'm
I
stupid.
had a Cineplex gift card, right? So I used it to watch
Mm-hmm.
Wonder Woman 84. What a mistake
No,
that was.
man. I still have yet to see that movie. I've never seen that movie. At this rate, I don't know if I will see that movie. It doesn't matter. It's not like they're gonna make a Wonder Woman 3 anyway.
And guess what? Gal Gadot is back in Fast and Furious. That's 100%.
Oh, is that true?
Yes.
She's in 10?
And she you
Or
don't
is
care
she just
about-
gonna be
you
the
don't
next
care
one?
about those spoilers? George, you
No, I
care?
don't
No.
care.
She survives
Wow.
the plane. She falls from the plane. She survives it.
Why does everybody survive in this franchise? This is
It's Dragon Ball Z. I told you, it's Dragon Ball Z.
This franchise is more unrealistic than the superhero franchise.
I think you know what's gonna happen. I keep saying this. They're gonna bring back Brian.
Yeah.
They're gonna
I will be.
they're gonna
pissed.
find a way to do it.
They're the
That's
technology,
been my
right?
biggest like to end it. Like if they're gonna never make one again, they're gonna CGI, bring back the brother, do the. I'm telling you, they're gonna do something like that.
What are we gonna say, George?
They better not bring it back. Like at this point, the franchise is Dragon Ball Z. It's not even a superhero
Yeah.
franchise. It's Dragon Ball Z. Bad guys become good guys. Characters that die come back. It's Dragon Ball Z.
The guy
And it's
punches
never
his mouth.
ending,
The
and
guy
it always
punches
ends on
missiles.
cliffhangers. It's like
It does.
I don't really mind it. It's really dumb.
It does.
It's really dumb. But like the last movie, there was something wrong with the last movie where you're like, something is not working here, even though it is all supposed to be dumb. But it was just kind of like too ridiculous where you're like,
And there's also a traitor. There is a backstabber in the movie, which is nothing new. It's always a backstabber.
oh, like a twist.
Well,
No, not really a twist. Well, kind of a little
Okay.
bit. Not a main
Look,
character.
I don't hate the Fast and Furious films. I do like the first one. I love the fifth film. I like the sixth and seventh film. But it's just like I said, for me, the franchise is becoming self-parody at this point.
Right.
From what it sounds
They,
like.
they know that.
It's like, to me, Furious 7 was not the perfect, but a very good ending to the franchise, in my opinion. That's where it should have ended. But money dictates everything.
Yeah, that movie made a lot of money. So.
And let's be real, Vin Diesel does not have anything else. He needs these movies to stay relevant.
You know what, Timothy Chalamet?
I
don't necessarily disagree with you.
You know why you probably might find it boring is because if you don't know the story of Dune, like what eventually happens, then this is like it's like watching the first episode of a show and being like, well, okay, like that's it. I gotta wait for like how many years to watch the next episode. It's kind of like that. Like, so I mean, I don't blame you, but I still think like the movie's a great movie, right? Like the way it was directed. A lot of the character setups. I mean, there was still some conflict. There was still some interesting stuff within that first movie, right? That's obviously going to happen, right? Especially with Paul's dad and right. So, I mean, you're still entitled to your opinion, but I think it is a great movie. I always like Dennis I can never say his last name. Villeneuve. Yeah. I used to say it, now it's like escaped from my mind. But yeah, he's a great director. I'm curious to see what he does after Dune.
My favorite film of his is Arrival. That's like
I don't like Arrival too much, unfortunately. I prefer the.
I still need to see Prisoners.
Prisoners is my favorite. Yeah,
I just need to watch it.
I didn't like Arrival. The short story. It's based on a short story that was, I don't know, the way it was told as the short story, it was better than the movie. I thought the movie was kind of just like too all over the place, and I was like, I don't really get what you're trying to do here. But I mean, I liked all his other movies though. So I honestly, Blade Runner.
You know, my favorite thing of this week was everybody bitching about Miss Marvel dying.
Oh yeah, there was that. I forgot about that.
She's gonna die, the Marvels, guys. That's all I was telling you.
Well, did you see that Zeb Wells is also writing the Marvels?
Oh,
so that was quite concerning.
What happens in the comics doesn't mean anything for the movies. Don't worry.
No, but this is the thing. Yeah, go George. Sorry.
I don't care that Miss Marvel's dying in the comics. The only thing that annoys me is it's got to be in a Spider-Man comic. It's like, why Spider-Man? Like, of all characters, it's like hasn't the poor guy been tortured enough?
But don't worry, in a year she'll come back.
Yeah, no, she's back.
She's gonna come back before the movie because I think everybody knows what they're trying to do. This is so obvious. They're trying to kill her off and then bring her back as a mutant. That's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
It's so blatant that I'm surprised, like, because the way that they framed it is also weird too, because if you read the synopsis for the death of Miss Marvel, it says like they're going to kill her off permanently, which makes me think it's like they're killing her off permanently, as in that character is not
too popular of a character to kill off permanently.
Well, they haven't done anything with Miss Marvel, I want to say, like, for the last how many years? Like, once her series ended, what was she even doing? Like, she was going downhill at that point. Like, Civil War II was pretty bad, and she played she played a minor role in that, and
I didn't even finish it because how bad it was. Like, I was reading it for
that was terrible.
Hey, here's the thing: like, almost every single hero in the comics died at one point and come back.
Yeah, pretty much at this point. I want to say most of the main Iron Man died. Doctor Strange died like I want to say 2 or a year ago.
Wonder Woman died in DC. Superman died. Yeah, Batman didn't technically die, but he went back to time. Like they thought he was dead.
No, Batman did die, and then he came back and he had amnesia.
So everybody,
that was Scott Snyder. Yeah.
Every comic book character, DC and Marvel, at least died at some point. Almost all of them. Like, it's normal.
Yeah, even characters that were like, oh, they're supposed to stay dead forever, they eventually came back. I mean, like they were very close to like playing around with bringing back Uncle Ben. I shit you not. I think they didn't go with it. I can't remember. It was like in the Spider-Verse. and they were teasing it, and it was like, no, don't fucking do that. That's where you'll lose everybody when you bring back
You know,
Uncle Ben or the Waynes. Like, don't do shit like that. That's dumb.
no, if you bring back the range, there's no point of Bruce being Batman anymore. That destroys the whole purpose of him being Batman.
Yeah.
Like, there's no point. He gets what he wants. What's the point of being Batman? He's happy again? No, like, there's been times when Bruce has been offered, somebody's offered, I could bring your parents back, but Batman knows if that's the case, Gotham will not have somebody to protect it. Like,
Right.
he knows, no, there's no purpose for Bruce being Batman if he brings his parents back. There's no purpose for Spider-Man being Spider-Man if he brings his uncle back.
Well, that's the thing, though. They technically brought back Gwen. It like Gwen hasn't really stayed in the 616
Yeah.
universe,
That's
but
true.
like
They did bring
I
back
know
Gwen.
one day she will. Right? Whenever they decide to put Spider-Gwen in the game or like in a live action movie, that's when she will just stay in the 616, and she will just be because I know Marvel, and that's why also the Miss Marvel thing is like people are complaining. It isn't the fact that they killed off Miss Marvel. It's the fact that they killed her off in a Spider-Man book, and that book is already such a mess of like what the hell's going on with the plot and like this time. It's not
Yeah.
time travel, but it's like different like dimensions and
Marvel's been a mess
is-
comic book wise for years now.
yeah, they I think they're just gonna either fold into the criticism and just make Spider-Man like Batman. I think that's what should have happened a long time ago. Like the character can't stay as a teenager forever, right? So
thing is,
you might as
yeah.
well come up with something. Yeah,
They never get old in the comics. I don't
yeah
know
they
what-
never get old, but Spider-Man had to have aged
Yeah.
up, right? He already aged up.
I mean, in
so-
the game, in the game, he's not a teenager,
no, he's 23 in the game.
right? They can't do it on film, right? You can't do it. Tom Holland Spider-Man. He cannot be a teenager. Next time
Right.
we appear him, he has to be at least 18 or 19, like young college years. Obviously,
Right.
it doesn't work on film. Like, I mean, you could get it's stupid in the comics, but you could get away with it more in the comics than you could do on film or TV.
Right.
But yeah, it's like it's. I mean, I know there's people talking about it and probably never read the comics. Miss Marvel's death. I don't think it
Yeah.
really affects the movie at all, one bit.
No, this is just promotional material for the movie.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because they think about it, like you can't kill off Carol because no one would care. No one would care, right? So
and people should care because Carol is Captain Marvel. Like I guess. Yeah,
right, and you can't kill off Spectrum because she just recently came back,
Yeah,
right? She
And
just
people
got
like-
a new
and people
number
like
one.
Mo-
So
and of the three, I like Brie Larson, but she's popular, but she does have a lot of negativity towards her. Some
Right.
people, and if
well, I
they
think
claim-
that's just manufactured now.
yeah,
People just want to hate her, to be honest.
yeah. And people try to get her opinions on certain issues that had nothing to do with her at cons.
Yeah, did you see them asking those weird questions
Yeah,
to her? That was really weird.
like Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp.
Yeah. She's asking her, they're asking her about Johnny Depp. And it's like, what? Like, what? Why does, like, it almost feels like they were trying to, like, bait
Yeah,
her into saying something.
she knows.
I don't know who asked those questions. I'd be curious who asked those questions.
Let me tell you, Brie Larson knows about those kind of knows about the Fandom Man. She knows those people. She knows. I know for a fact.
Well, she's just like YouTube clickbait in general.
Yeah,
Like anything she says it's gonna get
I know.
clipped. And
She's,
yeah.
Let me tell you something. You may not know, may not think about, but celebrities do go on YouTube a lot. They fancy search for stuff on YouTube a lot.
Right.
They do. Same on Twitter. And guys, if you don't know what vanity search means, it means they type your name on Google website, Twitter search, YouTube, just to see who's talking about them. If they see something they don't like, they block you. That's what vanity search is. You don't necessarily have to tweet at them.
I guess that's how Gian Carano blocked me.
Yeah, same here. Because I never tweeted at her and she blocked me. Like,
Blocked by association.
and I guarantee you, back in 2020, a lot of celebrities were on YouTube because, well, a lot of people did go on YouTube. I wonder what the traffic on YouTube was in 2020. Right? Like, yeah, they try to get her. They try to get her to got you a moment. With her.
Right.
She's not stupid. She knows what they were trying to do. She's not stupid.
Yeah, they will do anything to do a gotcha.
Answer is fine because I haven't read comics in a long time. Not because I don't want to, it's because I don't have space.
Hold on, let me read it quick. I mean, I haven't like the only comic I was keeping up from Marvel was Moon Knight because Moon Knight was pretty good. And I know that the writer for Moon Knight he's writing Avengers and Doctor Strange. So I mean I'll check those out and see if it's good. But I don't here's the thing. People always say like, oh, like Marvel's not good. Mostly because either like most people aren't keeping up with the good comics, right? And there are good comics like all the stuff that Jonathan Hickman does with X-Men. I have yet to read that. I kind of want to read it when it's all done. But I mean, right now they're doing the Immortal Thor, which is Al Winging. I think that's how you say his last name. But he did Immortal Hulk, and I love Immortal Hulk. That was like probably one of my favorite recent Marvel comics. So I mean, people always say this stuff like, "Oh, comics are dead," and like it is partly true, but it's also not really true, right? It's like people who say, "Oh, they don't make good movies." It's like it's true, like to some extent, but at the same time, it's like there's so many movies coming out, and it's like not all of them are going to be like amazing, right? So I think it's kind of like a misconception that people have, right? Like everything has to be amazing, and if it isn't, then that's a problem. It's like no,
that is a huge problem. That's a problem I used to have. I used to have this, that's a problem I have with Marvel movies and DC movies, because I wanted the comic book movies to succeed so badly, and so I always had these high expectations. And some meet them, right? Some meet them, but a lot of them, most of the time, don't meet them. They're either good, okay, and some of them are great. Like Guardians, for example, met my expectations.
Right.
But some of them are bad.
I hope Spider-Verse is really good. I hope the reviews drop this week so we could see. But I'm guessing it would come out closer to release, maybe like the Monday of release. But yeah. Spider-Man. I mean, I don't. Here's the thing. I mean, I think Marvel doesn't know what to do with Spider-Man, and that's why we're getting this weird storyline. Like, it doesn't even make like. Listen, I didn't read the story, right? I read like maybe parts of it, and then I dropped it. And I'm only now coming around to hearing what people are saying, like what the big reveal was, right? Of what he did. Oh my God, Peter did something so terrible, and he really didn't. It was really just something minute and just stupid. Where you're like, okay, like that was a twist apparently. And people like dunking on the new character, like Paul. I think that's his name, right? The guy. With MJ,
Paul.
But they're not in a relationship. It's very weird. And then she has kids, but they're not her kids. They're just kids that they found in the wasteland apocalypse. It's so stupid. It's just like why is this a thing?
Why
like,
you're triggered at this point?
It's not even triggering. It's just like sort of like questionable. Like is this like what is your intention like as just a writer, right? Like it doesn't really make sense to me. But I don't know. I wouldn't worry too much. I think this is just a hurdle. And once like Marvel realizes like either Spider-Man drops off in sales or like they just see the backlash and they're like, okay, shit, maybe we should get a new writer. I'm sure by
If they
next
see-
year there's gonna be a new writer.
It's concerning
I'm sure
if
by
they see
next year.
Spider-Man drop in sales. It's really concerning.
Yeah. Which I wouldn't be surprised if it already is because I don't see anybody liking this, right? Maybe I'm in an echo chamber and I can't see it, but I
It's been-
genuinely don't know why anybody would like this run.
There's been a lot of bullheaded decisions regarding Spider-Man with Marvel.
Yeah.
Like-
Well, because it makes them the most amount of money. It's to be honest, I think either they need to like retire him for quite a bit, because it's gonna be like that in the MCU. Like I was even thinking about, I'm like, there's definitely lots of stories you could do with Spider-Man 4, but if Spider-Man 4 comes out, I want to say like 2025, which seems very likely now that it's gonna be in 2025, unless the writer's strike, right? But I think we're gonna get that movie. I think we'll get that movie before Avengers Kang Dynasty. That's what I think is going to happen. But I think that's too soon. Spider-Man, like, they should either, in my opinion, like so many people just don't, they should just introduce Miles already.
I want to see Spider-Man in the Spider-Verse already on Sony. Like do something with him, man. Like it's so stupid.
Yeah, they gotta really be careful.
Yeah, I know they do. But
because they're gonna burn out people.
They can't have a universe, Sonyverse. You can't have a Spider-Man universe without the focus point of the whole universe, which is Spider-Man.
Right.
Like, it doesn't make sense. And people are always going to wonder. They're going to watch all this Craven. What's the other one? Madam Reb.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever else they'll come up with, right? And it'll be like, people are going to keep wondering, when is Spider-Man going to show up? Where's Spider-Man? Like, it's like...
Right. They need to. They're gonna. The well's gonna dry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. So who knows what they're gonna do?
I mean, Morbius was a flop, right? Like big time flop.
Right.
Right. I don't know if Spider-Man could save that movie. It was a horrible movie, but it could maybe get him a little bit more money because Spider-Man might have been in it. But
right.
Hopefully, Craven's good. Hopefully.
Well, I'm wondering. I'm hoping. Because the box office predictions for Into the Spider-Verse or Across the Spider-Verse. Well, I mean, it looks pretty decent for an animated movie.
Yeah,
right. Like it's obviously not opening on par with Mario. It wasn't. It was never going to do that. I don't know who was thinking it would, but if it opens at 70 to 80 million, maybe close to 100 million. I would think that's pretty good, right?
Well, it is in June.
It is, and it has to open. Well, it's the first one that opens in June, so that's going to be okay. I don't think Transformers going to do well.
No.
The Flash is obviously going to be big. I can't see Indiana Jones doing well after what they just did.
I think from what's going on, apparently it's the lowest score of Indiana Jones movie, even lower than Crystal Skull.
Right.
Now people, this is. I know what a certain fandom is going to criticize it for. Obviously, there's woke.
Yeah, they're already spreading some lies about this movie, about this one scene that is like a joke scene, but it doesn't exist. Someone just made it up. I'm not sure if you've seen that. It was like the joke was something about Phoebe Waller-Bridge's character says, "You stole from, native people," but that's not in the movie. That's nowhere said in the movie. At least to my knowledge, that's what people have said. So, that was just some random troll put that out there, and it went on, became viral. I haven't even been reading Chip Zdarsky's Batman, to be honest.
Me too.
I'm gonna have to go back and read it because it's been a couple of months now. So,
So, you know what? So, how do you like Breath of the Wild?
Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Tears of the Kingdom, Tears of the
How do
Kingdom.
you like?
This game, I know this might
great.
be exaggerative, but this game is fucking brilliant. This is some of the best. Like, once you start the game and you're like, you get over to the intro and then you're at the Great Sky Island. I spent
Yeah.
almost damn near 10 hours doing shit on there. Like, there's just so much stuff where I'm like, oh my god, I need the resources, the Korok seed, experimenting with the building,
Mhm.
trying to like find every single thing on the island. And then now I'm on the ground and I haven't even got my paraglider yet. And I'm probably like deep into the game, like hour wise, right? But
Well,
like
you
this
need
game
it
is just,
for the towers.
yeah, the towers, right? I haven't done that. I haven't done the towers with Perda or whatever her name is. Um, I'm just like going from shrine to shrine, like getting horses, going in like caves and getting the bubble
Yeah.
frogs. What else? What else is there? Just like getting a bunch of resources, cooking. Like the one thing I love in this game is the fuse ability.
Oh
The
yeah.
fuse ability is so fun when you realize, oh, I could take this weapon and merge it with something else,
Mhm.
and it'll give me like a way better weapon, right? Or just like using the arrow and like shooting stuff, and you have all these different properties. I love this freaking game because it promotes experimentation. Like this is the
Yeah.
best open world game, and I'm not even close to even finishing this game. I just want to keep
Oh.
playing this game. That's how addictive it
I
is.
haven't done the main missions. I have. Well,
Yeah.
I'm exploring. I'm trying to do the shrines and whatever side stuff. And
Right. Like right now, I have what like how many shrines did I complete? They're just like around the area. Probably
yeah.
like 9.
I think I probably did like 25 shrines.
Yeah, I'm not that far in.
But still, there's like
Yeah.
100 shrines. There's like a lot of shrines because you have shrines on the ground and also in the sky.
Right.
And-
Yeah, there's more. I think there's probably more shrines this time because I think in Breath of the Wild there's maybe like 130. I want to say.
Mhm.
So this one I'm gonna guess like almost maybe like 150, maybe a little bit more. I know there's a lot more Korok seeds. I think there's like 1,000.
Yes, sir.
Which is crazy. Like everywhere I go, I get a fucking Korok seed now. It's like that. It's like just a ton. Like they throw them at you like crazy. And I love the caves. I haven't gone to the depths yet. Like, which I guess that would be a spoiler because that was not in the marketing. So if you didn't know about
Oh, when you
that.
go with the reds, the when you go underground, underneath
Yes,
into the
underground.
cavern, whatever. I guess the cavern. I guess. Whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's actually a mission, like a side mission. Later
right.
on. I've done it only once, but yeah, it's
Yeah, I haven't
it's
even
really
done that
fun.
yet.
It is really a fun game. It's
It
great.
is.
How,
It's a crazy game. This is crazy.
it's a thinking game too. I mean, Link loses his arm. So bad. Sorry, man. No blood.
He was sorry.
He does, right? He gets attached to that.
Yeah, to the dead arm from I forget the old king.
I just
Forgetting
hope
his name.
that the shrines they don't make you use shake the controller because I fucking hated that.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
the
that's
motion
annoying.
controls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't.
No,
play
some of them are actually quite harder than Breath of the Wild. Like 'cause
Oh,
you
yeah.
got to really think. They don't really guide you. They just kind of like here's a bunch of shit and just like figure it out. And you're like,
And then,
well, you
yeah,
could do this like a bunch of ways then.
yeah. Unless it's like they'll stupidly battle those robots just to learn tactics.
Yeah.
That's basically it. It's
Yeah, there's no Guardians this time. There's just
no, they have the other things, right? Oh,
Yeah.
on the sky they have those. There's no guardians, but there's a lot of more of those monsters out there though.
yes, there's a lot of enemies
Yeah,
in this
more than
game.
breath.
Yes, definitely. This, I mean, I'll be curious because, like I said, I'm nowhere even close to a dungeon or a main mission. Like, I'm just like exploring in that one area with the castle, finding
Mhm.
all the shrines, looking in the distance, like marking things. So, and I already said, like, I'm gonna put like more than 100 hours into this game because there's just so much stuff to find and see. Where I'm like, I just want to see it all. And it's not like there's any other game coming out anytime soon. So I'll do this for the next 2 months if I have to. Because the
Oh
game
yeah,
is
yeah,
just, it's just that good. Um, I don't think
yeah.
any game this year is going to top
No,
this game. No,
no, definitely.
no,
not.
there's no way. Yeah, I think the I don't know. No, honestly, I really don't think so. In terms of the open world and just the exploration and the detail and the creativity, no, there's no way. There's no way.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree. It was worth waiting for this game. This game is it's
Yes.
advertised. That's what Nintendo does though. When they have these marquee games like this, they tend to live up to their expectations, live up to their word. Is Marvel rebooting again? I don't know.
I don't know if they're rebooting again, but they are bringing back the Ultimate Universe.
Sounds like a mess.
It is a mess. That's why I only like. I kind of wish, and this is what I wish for the movies too. Is I think they need to drop this whole like interconnectivity stuff. I think this is getting way too much, and I know there are some people who they really care about canon, and like to some extent, yes, but at the same time, I feel like now is so like crazy and weird. And the one thing I kind of want to see from Marvel is them doing Elseworld stories. They haven't really been doing them, just like standalone miniseries. Like Marvel, it's kind of weird. Like Marvel Comics needs to take notes from DC, which is weird, right? Like
Yeah.
it's usually Marvel,
DC is good.
you know, DC needs the notes from Marvel, but no, with the Marvel
Mhm.
Comics, I don't know. I like their miniseries when they put out miniseries, or I just follow certain writers, but
Oh,
I don't really keep up with the main events because it's all just weird nonsense most of the time.
Degrassi. By the way, you know how Degrassi for Captain America: New World Order, the wrestler Seth Rollins, who is in it filming for the movie as one of the members of Serpent Society. The rumor is it's not Copperhead, whatever. Even though Copperhead's also a DC villain. The rumor is
Yeah, I was
she's going to be
gonna say.
Cobra. I
Right.
think that's the name. That's the rumor, Cobra. Yeah,
Well, there's a lot of
I know. but
Cobra.
they're not-
That's also the name of the villain from Planet of the Apes. Well done on the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, but yeah, Serpent Society, right? So Serpent Society basically is, if everybody knows, Serpent Society is basically a snake-themed villain group.
right.
Serpent, snake. So Cobra, and maybe we'll have Viper, the original Madam Hydra, in it. Because Viper,
Right.
yeah, because Viper is very important to the Marvel, man. Like,
But that I mean, wouldn't they? Couldn't
I heard- I think Secret Invasion is before Black Panther, by the way.
wouldn't it
So-
be after it? Why
No,
would it?
because Martin Freeman's character apparently looks free in that film. Like he's because he's in it.
For his
He's in the
show.
show, yeah, and Everett Ross is in the
Well-
show, and he looks
Well,
like
I mean, he got away at the ending of Black Panther though.
oh yeah, maybe
Remember,
yeah.
he was free. It was in the
Yeah.
post credits. So
Oh yeah,
I
he
think,
was.
yeah, I'm pretty sure that has to do with Secret Invasion. 'Cause,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
there's a whole, there's obviously a lot of stuff with that. I mean, it seems like it's going to tie into Captain America 4 and the Thunderbolts, and Secret Invasion. So
Thunderbolts ain't filming though.
yeah, it's not going to film anytime soon.
Nearest Kang Dynasty, because their writer left.
Yeah. Well,
And,
apparently
there's a
he
lot of
left
people
before
cheering.
the strike.
He left before. There's a lot of people
Yeah.
cheering his him not writing it.
Well,
Yeah,
because
that
he
was-
wrote an awful screenplay for Quantum
Right.
And if you're gonna write a big movie, you got to be on your A game.
Now
Did
they
you see now people on Twitter? Well, I mean, I know Aaron hasn't seen, but there's already people now like trying to defend Ant-Man 3. They're like, Ant-Man
Why?
3 went hard and the movie's amazing, and like, stop the cap. Just stop that.
why?
man.
Well, that's revisionist history. They did the same thing with Thor: The Dark World.
It's okay if
Well,
you like it, but the consensus is the movie is not great, right? The movie has severe issues, and pretending like everybody should in reality like it, it's like, no, just no. I'm sorry. I know it's subjective, but it's like you're doing that intentional. We all see what you're trying to do, right? And it's not clever at all. I'm sorry. Like you're not saying that because you genuinely are like, oh yeah, this is like one of the best MCU movies.
It's
Right.
not.
No, it's nowhere near. I would put it on the bottom, to be honest. And now Marvel, I'm sure now Marvel is sitting there being like, we got to figure out a way to make people forget about this movie.
Well, the thing is, looks like we're gonna get Jonathan Majors. I know he hasn't been because we're still gonna get Jonathan Majors in Loki season 2 because that has an official release date. He was not promoted in the promotional package for the show for the season, but we know he can still be in it.
Well, they haven't been promoting him when they launched
Yeah.
Ant-Man 3.
Yeah.
So, for on like Disney Plus and
So
Blu-ray.
they're just gonna wait. They're just gonna hope it dies down in October. If nothing
Hopefully.
comes out like seriously, all right, they're just hoping it kind of dies down, right? But kind of like Warner Bros. With Ezra, because he did go to
Right.
court this month, right? And I don't know what happened. Like, there's nothing that's been like out of the news that's been resolved or anything. Like, we don't know what's happened. But yeah, they did not. They did not promote. What they did promote? Yeah. So yeah. So we know this. Is it October or is it November? Which one? Echo's first, right? Echo?
No, Echo is
It's November.
last.
November, right?
November 29th or November 28th.
After the Marvels, right? After the Marvels.
Yes.
One of the, and Loki's October, right? But Echo
October
is binge,
6th or
right?
8th.
Binge.
Yeah.
That's concerning.
Well, yeah, we've been saying for the longest time that they don't have faith in this show.
Like,
I mean, you had the damn showrunner. I've never seen this. The showrunner came out and said that she could have done better.
this
The hell,
we'll
the show's
get
not even out yet.
This will get back to Echo. This is a big question mark because Ironheart. We all thought Ironheart's was supposedly going to come out this year.
Right.
That's his third, not Echo. So yeah, that's a good question, Degrassi. So yeah, what I was saying.
Well, someone was saying, sorry to cut you off, but someone was saying, and there's no, what's it called? Like, there's no sources or like anything tangible that we can tie this back. Like we can see point after point with Echo, right? They have problems filming it. They kept delaying it. They had to re-edit it. The showrunner comes out and says something very vague and weird. But now I'm hearing that Ironheart is also very similar to Echo. But I'm like, but where is that coming from? Right? Like, people are just saying this, and I'm like, well,
Ironheart's done filming.
we've never heard something
a long
like
time
that.
ago.
Right, but I mean, we would have, like, if the show was like Echo, right? We would have heard it by now that there's problems with that show, and I haven't heard anything. I don't know what the hell's going on with that show. right? So I just think that's weird that all of a sudden now apparently there's all these issues with these Marvel shows. And it's like, okay, I mean,
Here's the thing. Here's the
it's
thing.
just weird.
It doesn't like when you binge these shows. You don't binge, right? You don't get the people talking stuff like that. Like the Netflix model, right?
Right.
The Netflix model. The thing is, it quickly dies down because you don't get people talking from week to week. If you binge all the Echo episodes in one day, you're just gonna talk about for 1 or 2 days instead of a month.
Well, they don't want people to talk about the show.
Yeah, they're afraid.
They're lucky that the show wasn't written off.
And this ties into Daredevil, which has been shut down, right? They shut down because of the strike, right? This ties into Daredevil. Like, I know people are very excited for Daredevil, but when I hear this, I'm like, should people be excited? Like, are they people with their excitement? Is their excitement going to be not just toned down because of that? Because of this worrisome about how they're not filming anymore because of the strike, and because they said they're going to film from like February, March, to like the fall, and also the Echo.
Right.
The Iger sanction. We could always get 100% answer from Charlie Cox at Fan Expo because he's going to be there.
No, man. This writer strike is really gonna put like just a really bad
3 weeks.
Yeah, we're 3 weeks. This is gonna keep going. This is not gonna be solved.
Writer strike could kill Marvel.
Well, Aaron, I know you haven't been around, but have you seen some of the things that I've shared? Like apparently
Yes.
Netflix has been like the main antagonist.
Yeah, I just saw that when I posted my link. Yeah,
and the thing is like Netflix wasn't like into shows when the last one happened. So who knows how long this one's gonna happen because of Netflix.
Right.
Because if every other studio, but Netflix is willing to compromise, like who knows? And Netflix has such a bad problem with canceling stuff, not letting shows go on for that long. Like this can go on. Yeah, so like it's no surprise that Netflix is the boogeyman, or in this case, the one studio that's holding out.
Right. The thing is, in those articles that you did share, right? They do mention that the reason why Netflix is holding out is because this would dramatically change their business model, right? So that's why they can't really accept the terms, because if they accept the terms, then it means there's no Netflix, right? Like there'd be no reason to continue on making shows that they're doing now, right? So that means this whole streaming thing is going to go up.
We expect this to happen. So that means that actors are going to go on strike too.
Yeah. And then the directors are going to go on strike, and then there's going to be no work.
Nothing.
And everybody below the line. Oh, I think they're also up too, right? What's the union called? IATSE? Is it IATSE for the below the line? So, yeah. Oh.
You know the actors.
Yeah. It's bad.
But yeah. I call it the actors hypocrites anyway when we're deciding with the writers. I mean, take a pay cut and give some of your money to the writers.
Well, most of the actors are kind of like writers, right? It's only like
I mean like the millionaire ones.
Yeah, the millionaire ones. That's totally different.
Yeah, I'm like, give them some of your money to the writers so they could like live on. They're not asking for millions, but they're asking for like you can't spare them a couple thousands just to pay their bills.
It's so weird, man.
18 months. Yeah, because like, and this could all happen very soon because June, I believe. So that's why Comic-Con might be very bare, naked, and you might see like, so like all the actors and actresses, right? They're gonna be a Fan Expo. They can still appear, right? They just can't. They're not representing the studios. They're just representing themselves. So they can still appear at conventions, stuff like that. Well, it's still not. I mean, they're gonna just direct ghosts or AI. They're gonna direct AI.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna have like an AI, like Mahershala Ali as Blade. They're gonna fill Blade with AI Mahershala Ali instead of the actual actor.
No, man.
That movie's
Oh my
that
God,
movie's
that-
cursed.
It is cursed.
It is cursed, yeah.
Well, I think all Marvel movies, except Captain America, are cursed right now. No,
Well, I think Captain America is cursed.
yeah. I mean,
Because how are all these villains in this movie? Like how
Yeah.
I'm curious. I don't care so much about the movie because I've already said I don't really particularly like Sam Wilson as Captain America. So I think it doesn't even make sense for him to be Captain America in the MCU with that Falcon and Winter Soldier show.
it's because Chris Evans doesn't want to be in the MCU anymore. He wants to take a break from him. Maybe come back
Right.
for a movie or something.
But even then, the reason of him becoming Captain America, like I thought it was. Here's the thing, like it was interesting. It was very interesting, right? But at the end of it, for him to become Captain America, it almost felt like it was like defeating the whole purpose of what the show and his arc was about.
Yeah.
So it was like really weird to me. So it kind of made me lose interest. Where I'm like, I kind of actually don't want to see him as Captain America. So yeah, I wish he just became something new.
I don't know. It feels like Anthony Mackie doesn't really want to be in the MCU either.
I mean, I could see that. Yeah,
It's like because I know some people take stuff out of context of what he says, but sometimes it sounds like he has to live up his contract obligations. He's only there to like fulfill the contract obligation. He's not really excited about it.
well, I mean, I can't blame him. I mean, I don't think they're doing anything like particularly interesting. Right? I'm even wondering what is this movie.
Can you buy out an actor's contract like you can do in sports?
I have no clue. I assume if there's reason to, you could do something.
If they want out, can't you just buy them out? Here, we'll give you this, and then you go free.
I don't know. It's probably a little bit more complex.
Because in sports, you could like release a player, buy out a player, right, George? You can buy out a player out of the contract or release them. You still have to pay them, but yes, okay. Thank you, Degrassi.
Oh, does he? I didn't see the comment.
Yeah,
He said yes. Okay.
But they need that Marvel money because most of the movies that is not like this big budget movies, they don't make the 8-figure money.
Highlight Arkham's comment.
Which one? This is?
Yeah, that one. Because I don't think that's necessarily true. I think okay, I think this was kind of evidence because you saw Guardians of the Galaxy open pretty low, right? And then all of a sudden it was having pretty good holds, which implies that, well, holds as in week to week, right? Like those holds were pretty good. So, and I mean, now there's more competition, right? I still don't think it's not going to hit 900. 900, that's kind of crazy. I think it's going to pass the second one. But it's not going to get, super high out there, right? So I mean, and it kind of shows you though, like if Marvel does make something good, then people will see. If it's just the standard Marvel, then I think people checked out because I think that's what people assumed Guardians of the Galaxy was, that it was just standard Marvel. And then when they heard, oh no, actually it's pretty good. It's actually one of their better movies, right? Which I mean, that's already again like, how do you even determine what is their better movies, right? Because so many, and that's one of the biggest problems with Marvel.
Everyone's got a different opinion.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, here's the thing. I think everyone agrees on.
Arkham, you tend to be more positive than us, so I understand what you're trying. I know you're coming through because that's a good thing. But we need.
Right.
It's closing on 700 million.
It's what is it? Isn't it at 689?
689. That's on my track.
Right.
That's it today. Let me just make sure.
Because people thought it was going to hit 700 this weekend, and it didn't. So it's going to
took some of its steam away. It's fast.
Yeah.
By how The movie is. It actually did pretty well for it. It did pretty decent.
Yeah, it did do decent.
Yeah.
Because I did think that movie was not going to
But
do so well.
I think Fast is gonna have a big drop off. Honestly.
Well,
Right.
it's
This
like-
weekend is a Little Mermaid, no?
well, also here's the thing. Fast and
Oh,
Furious is even more formulaic than
Are you
Marvel.
what? Guardians 659
Right.
million. I don't like Little Mermaid does not look good to me. It's probably gonna do well. but
No,
I
I didn't think it
doesn't
looked
look good.
particularly good either.
I might get
We'll-
dragged
we'll
into
have to-
seeing that with family.
Oh, you don't even want to see it. You just found it with is Vin Diesel going to make you force you to see it? We're going to see
Right.
Little Mermaid because it's all about family.
Oh my goodness.
But I think Fast and the Furious, though, like most people, like they're not really going there for the story.
Oh, yeah. You know,
Well, I
you know
think
how
Marvel
you know how
kind of people do. So yeah.
remember the writer for Jeff Lovis? Yes, Jeff Lovis. Remember he said Twitter like when Ant-Man came out, just turn off your brains for a bit and go to the movie like a 12-year-old. That's what you got to do for Fast and the Furious.
You know what? It's so weird. You know, people say, go see a Marvel movie to turn off your brain. Go see a DC's Zack Snyder movie to like think and understand things.
Think and
Like,
understand.
I'm pretty sure-
Like
pretty sure-
understand
I'm pretty sure Matt
complex
Reeves-
movies.
I'm pretty sure Matt Reeves did not tell fans, does not want fans, people to turn off their brain to see the Batman because there's things in that movie you cannot turn your brain off to. You can't turn your brain off to stuff in comic book movies because there's always themes behind comic book movies. People forget that. There's always things.
I mean,
behind
they're
comic
making a movie. There should be themes. It
Yeah.
should have a story. I always hate that turn off your brain because it's just like if the movie's
If
just
I turn off my
intentionally
brain to
dumb,
Mario,
it could
Mario
still be
movie,
clever.
I'll turn off my brain too. Mario
Right,
movie.
but even that movie, still, I think the whole point of a movie is even if it's not deep and like exploring all these like deep subject matters,
Yeah,
it still should be clever, in my opinion. You still should put
I
some
agree.
creativity into
think-
it, some thought into it. You know what I mean?
you
So
think Martin Scorsese or Steven Spielberg wants people to turn off their brains to watch their movies? They'll feel insulted. They'll
Yeah.
feel insulted. Like,
no, I just can't stand that point that people say, "Oh, just turn off your brain." It's just ridiculous.
I think it's gonna be 700, 800 million. I don't think it's gonna make $1 billion.
No.
Here's the thing. Here's the
It
thing.
should though. This movie should. But it's not.
Listen. I tried turning off my brain to watch the last 2 Transformers movies, and my head still hurt.
Yeah.
Like literally.
My
like,
head
there's some
still hurt. That's a good one.
like there's still some listen. There's some movies
There's
that
so much-
excuse.
The whole franchise
maybe
of
working.
Transformers, even the whole franchise Transform, I can see why it hurts your brain because the story does not make sense.
No, the last one, the one that I reviewed today, literally, first of all,
Yeah,
they
that's
repeated-
horrible.
They repeated stories from the previous 2 films, and then it's like they make the Monster Planet Unicron into Earth, and then it's like they're repeating this, like characters come and go, characters that you think died in previous films just randomly show up out of nowhere.
Right.
It's just like what, like Michael Bay. And here's the thing: Michael Bay has directed all 5 of his movies. He's contradicting his own lore at this point. When you contradict your own lore, that's bad.
And that's why I find the problem with Fast and Furious because for the first few movies, Fast and Furious, well, it's like ridiculous. They actually had good stories, but then it got to a point where they all just stupid, where physics doesn't even matter. Like,
Right.
and they
Yeah,
got
that's
some-
another thing. There was this like annoying character in The Last Night that's like, we need physics, we need math
yeah,
to solve the
Mm.
problem. It's just
like
like,
I.
shut the heck up.
Like in
dude.
Fast and the
Shut
Furious,
the
like
heck up.
physics should matter. You're not a comic book. Comic book movies, physics shouldn't matter. You got magic beings, you got supernatural beings, you got space beings. Physics shouldn't matter. But in the Fast and Furious, where it's supposed to be real in real life, come on, physics should matter. It's
Like, you
ridiculous.
guys don't understand math. You don't understand physics. It's just like, oh my. And it's like the thing is, it's like in a universe where Transformers have been on Earth for over a decade, you would think that anything is possible.
Yeah. And it's like I said this on a wrestling live stream because they were talking about Fast and Furious because The Rock, John Cena. The Rock and John Cena both the same franchise. Yeah, right. So, yeah, you gotta watch Barry tonight. So I'm like, yeah, you know what? The Fast and Furious franchise. Okay, it will end it there. It's almost 9. The Fast and Furious franchise is more fake than wrestling.
Oh man.
Because these are wrestling.
Jesus, that says a lot, doesn't it?
Yes. And the wrestlers hate the word fake. The wrestlers hate the word fake, but
yeah, they do. Oh man.
But I understand your point. Wrestling is basically live theater. If you really think of it, if you go to a play, that's what wrestling basically is.
Right. Yeah, that's a good analogy.
Yeah. Like I'd say this. I'm like, there's some people in our community or whatever, not a community, some old school wrestling fans. Oh, I just like wrestling for wrestling. I go watch wrestling like a TV show.
Hmm.
You have to watch wrestling like a TV show. Just telling you that. With athleticism, I'll say this: with them going at it, there's a story behind it. There's a story behind it, right? A feud, whatever. A story behind why these two people are going at it, and then all the acrobatic work. It's all you gotta learn for that. You gotta learn for that. They're all skilled athletes, but there's also right? It's theater work basically in front of a live audience. It's basically theater work.
Right.
And you don't, right? Yes, thank you. Said it best. Performing athletics. Yes. And here, with plays, right? Here's the thing with plays. You rehearse, right? Wrestling, you rehearse sometimes some stuff, but not in the ring stuff. When you cut a promo on live TV, that's not rehearsing. Especially if you make it up, right? Some stuff you can't rehearse in wrestling. Plays you rehearse. It's a lot of wrestling like Batista. Yeah, don't break kayfabe. A lot of wrestlers like Batista, right? Batista wrestling helped him get over his shyness because if you know Batista, he admits he was he's a big guy, but he was a shy guy, right? I'll tell you a secret about The Rock. The Rock
was never shy.
But The Rock, I'll tell you something. If you watch his wrestling promos, he's very he sounds very creative, very energetic, very charisma like. But he never wrote his promos. Somebody else wrote it for him.
Wow.
He had writers doing it for him.
Wow, what a surprise!
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Wow, the guy who's the most uncreative person in Hollywood.
There's this one. There's 10, 11 years ago. The Rock and John Cena, right? They never really liked each other. At that point, they never really liked each other. They kind of beef for some reason. Cena blamed The Rock for not living up to his word by staying in wrestling because Rock went Hollywood. And Cena was still in Hollywood at the time, but he wasn't like where he is now, right? And they had a promo in the ring together, right? Both of them. And John Cena just called The Rock out on reading his promo because he had notes. The Rock had notes on his arm.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Jesus.
Cena does break the fourth wall in wrestling.
Holy. Well. Speaking of The Rock, do you know what's going on with that lawsuit that he was named in? What was that about? That was like weird.
Oh, Degrassi. It was if you know the writer Brian Gerwitz, who was for The Rock. Oh yeah, why is The Rock? Oh, the Jarbo lawsuit.
Yeah, I mean, I saw him talk about it, but I also saw it on Twitter, and I was like, well, I didn't see him talk about it because, like I said, I don't know. I just saw that he posted a video about it. And it's just like, what is going on here? Like, and it's just weird.
I'm sorry, but this sounds fake.
It does sound like a bunch of bullcrap, but I have no clue.
Of course, Jarbo will talk about because Jarbo has a vendetta against him.
Oh man!
Like he said, right? Like you. I know how you guys feel about The Rock. Obviously, I agree. He's looked bad. Specifically this basically almost a whole year now. But Jarbo is
Right.
it's a whole new level of Jarbo. This is personal with Jarbo. I don't know why. Like, did The Rock do something to him?
This is,
What? Don't you agree, guys?
he made bad movies, I guess. I don't know.
Oh yeah, Baywatch is pretty bad, but yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
can't
that's
name
a
you
good
like
Rock
one good Rock movie,
Whoa.
to be honest.
There are some good Rock movies. Jumanji?
Does that really count? I
He
always
plays
forget.
well-
You know when
he
we
plays
talk
well with
about
Kevin Hart. He does well with Kevin Hart.
he does. I've never seen Central Intelligence. I've never seen that movie.
But he does
So
play well with Kevin Hart. He does do well with Kevin Hart.
Jumanji, fine, I'll give you that. Jumanji, I did like Jumanji, so
Doom was like his.
yeah.
I think Doom might be his worst movie. Oh, that was horrible.
I did see. I was seeing a little clip of that scene where it's in first person. I
Yes,
actually thought that was
bad.
pretty cool.
but it's a
but,
bad movie.
It is from what I heard because I've never seen it.
Oh, George,
but,
did you see Doom?
Wait, what?
Did you see
Doom.
Doom with The Rock?
No, I
Don't
think
see
so.
it.
Because Carl Urban,
Carl Urban,
in that
Rosamund
movie.
Pike. Bad
Right.
movie. Walking Tall was good. I like Walking Tall. That was a good movie.
They should actually make a faithful Doom movie though.
The
Like the
thing is,
Doom
Walking
2016.
Tall is just his most serious film ever. One of his most serious films.
I've never seen Walking Tall.
It's really good. I think it's really good. It's one of the most underrated films. He actually wasn't playing himself in this film.
Right. So maybe that. I mean, the thing is when he, I don't know, when he doesn't play himself, it's hit and miss. So,
He could do it. It's just
but he
that-
doesn't do it often. That's the thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I had Johnny Knoxville in that film. What's his name? Neil McDonough, is that his name? The thing is, The Rock could act if he wanted to. I think he has it in him. He's just, I don't know. He just knows what he's best at.
Right.
Especially, but yeah, Batista's not joining DC, guys. He's not going to be Lex Luthor. I don't want Batista's Lex Luthor.
No, I don't want Batista's Lex Luthor either.
I don't mind Lex Luthor getting physical, but like, does he really need? Like, I'm sorry.
No, I think he needs to be. I think, you know what people were saying for. Oh my God, what's the actor's name? He was in the menu, and he was almost
Nicholas
Batman. What's his
Hoult?
name? Yeah, I do think that's an inspiring choice for Lex Luthor, because he is a pretty good actor. But I've seen some people are like, oh, if he's Superman, like
He doesn't look
I
like
don't
Superman.
think he looks like Superman, but I mean, you never know. Like I always say that people's like criticism of like the character, they don't physically look like them. Like it's always stupid. It's always people who say that and then they have no clue how to work out and how these actors work out. So it's like just don't even talk about that, to be honest.
I don't need Lex Luthor to be around the same age as Superman. I think he could be a little older.
No, couple years older,
Yeah.
maybe 5, 7 years older.
You look. My problem, like you look at.
I think Lex Luthor is in Legacy. I don't see why he wouldn't be. Because if you're going to establish the DC universe,
I don't know.
he's a character that's going to stay around for quite some time.
I don't
right?
know, Arkham. That's a good question. I'll have to think about it. The thing is, when we got like Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor, he was so damn creepy. Lex Luthor's not creepy.
Right.
He's not. I mean, he could.
Well, I know. When we first saw Jesse Eisenberg, I know people were like, "Oh, that was weird," but I think in hindsight, that wasn't actually a bad casting. They just
he's a
never
great
did
actor.
anything with them. Yeah,
I think if Zack Snyder knew how to write Lex Luthor right, I think Jesse Eisenberg could have nailed it.
Well, I didn't mind that if they made him like Mark Zuckerberg, kind of, right? But more mixing Lex Luthor with Mark Zuckerberg, right? Because then that seems a little bit modern. Because you can always compare these. I always like to say Jeff Bezos is fucking Lex Luthor. I always make that joke. You can't. It's hard to not make that joke, right?
Just
So
Downey Jr.
I mean, I don't know about Robert Downey Jr. I'd never.
I'm kidding. I think he doesn't want to do a franchise
If
anymore.
it was him in where did that go? If it was him in Superman Returns, Superman Returns, right? I wouldn't mind that. That would have been better than
It's amazing.
Kevin Spacey.
It was
Oh
so
my goodness.
stupid. It was so stupid because Superman Returns was on TV, like on my TV a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, oh my god, Kevin Spacey.
It's just
so
like
weird.
it just does not age well.
No,
Yeah.
no. So next Luthor, like, yeah, like Kevin. No, not Kevin Spacey. I mean, I do want to see Lex Luthor to get a little physical with Superman. He puts on the suit when he goes up against Lex Luthor in the
Right.
comics and in shows and stuff. I need to see. I want him to go up against actually physically fight Superman, like All-Star Superman, stuff like that.
Right.
Like, because all Lex Luthor's got live action, they're just, I don't know, he's a brilliant mind, like greatest criminal mind in DC, arguably, right? But
Right.
you gotta see him do something like physically to Superman.
Right, which we haven't really seen. So
Yeah.
I mean that's why I think he's going to be in Superman Legacy. Not to say that he has this major role in it, but I think
he's-
just establishing him would be okay,
he's-
right?
He should be a supporting character because I just don't want to be a Superman character. I want him to be like a DC
Right.
character. Luthor
Right.
has the kind of range, right?
Yeah,
For
I agree
sure.
with that.
The most characters, I'll say this, most of Batman's characters don't have that kind of range. Roz does, I'll say that. The League of Assassins do, but most of Batman's characters don't.
Right.
Superman characters do. Superman characters are more of the Justice League villains, I would say, like Darkseid, Brainiac, Luthor,
Mhm.
right? Compared to Batman's villains, besides Ra's, right? Like Joker,
Right.
I mean, Joker is not really a DC villain unless it gets Justice League villain, unless it gets involved with the Legion of Doom. I personally think if they have the Legion of Doom, you do not invite the Joker in that group.
Well, I'm going to be curious to see what they do with the DCU Joker.
No, you know what they should do in the Legion of Doom? If they do the Legion of Doom, you get one villain from each Justice League member. I don't know how many members of Justice League there are, but you get one villain from Superman, one from Batman, one from Wonder Woman, and you get my point.
Right.
Right?
Right. Yeah,
Like,
that's what it should be.
If it's Batman, it should not be the Joker. Because you don't know how the Joker is. You can't trust the Joker.
The thing is, I kind of want to see Joker on a team though in the movies, just like out of curiosity, like because we haven't actually seen that before.
Yeah, but like
So I think it might be interesting.
Luthor wouldn't trust him though.
Right. I mean, he would be like a wild card.
Yeah.
I mean, because like the Suicide Squad movie, like that was the problem with it was the David Ayer one, right? Like
Mhm.
they have Joker, and it was really weird because like Joker's not even on the Suicide Squad, but he's there in the movie for whatever reason, like to establish Harley. And you're like he
He's
should have
supposed to
just
be the main
not
villain,
been there or had a role.
He was supposed to be the
No,
villain.
I don't think he was supposed to ever be the main villain. I think it was always supposed to be Enchantress was the villain,
Ugh.
and he did something toward the ending, but they cut that out of the movie. From
I
what
can say this.
understand.
That there's a lot of I think Enchantress is the worst. My top 3 worst. I don't think it's
It is a bad villain, but I do like the twist.
bad actress too.
Right. The
Cara
twist
Delevingne
was
is not a good
interesting
Cara Delevingne
for
is
that
not a
type
good
of
actress.
movie. No, yeah, she's not a good actress. But like to have someone on the team be the main villain, like it was actually not that bad of an idea, but it was just
Yes.
poorly executed. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like no, it's just that she was just dancing. But yeah, like Enchantress is very powerful, but like she wasn't intimidating.
Right.
Like it was bad.
Yeah,
No.
it was bad. That movie's really bad, to be honest.
You know, I had to make a clarification because I was kind of comparing in my last night review the introduction of the Decepticons to the introduction of the Suicide Squad. And I was like,
Right.
David Ayer Suicide Squad. Oh, wait a minute. We never got the cut of that. Okay, 2016 film. Because I know some Snyder bro might come across and be like, that's not the Ayer version.
Mhm.
So I had to like
What's
clarify
the
it.
air version?
But we never got the Ayer version yet. We're still campaigning for it.
Apparently, the air version is not good either.
Is Degrassi talking about Joker? Because I
Yeah,
don't think Joker was ever on the New 52 Suicide Squad.
Let me see.
It was that was the time when they put Harley on because Harley was
Harley
never
was
on
in
the
it.
Suicide Squad.
Harley wasn't in.
Yeah, it was like King Shark and um who else was on there on the New 52? There was
No,
another. There's like two versions or like three versions of the New 52 Suicide Squad because they have Reverse Flash and Cheetah and but I don't remember the first iteration of the team.
you know what was also bad in New 52? Killer Croc.
Yeah, Killer Croc was
He
crap. Yeah.
and he made him so stereotypical black man in that film. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, yeah, or if you're talking about the movie, yes, yeah, he
Yeah,
was.
that's what I mean. The movie.
I hate. He has no real purpose in that movie. He's just kind of
No,
there because he's a recognizable character. So it's like, why not put him on the
the thing is,
Suicide Squad?
Killer Croc has one of the most interesting backgrounds of why
Right.
he is what he is. Like, and they ruined that in the movie. Like, what the, it made him a joke.
Yeah, they didn't do much with him, to be honest.
It pissed me off.
Well, they didn't do. The thing is that movie is just really bad. Like in terms of like, it's such a mess writing wise. The editing, the characters don't even really make sense. And you're like, this movie had so much potential. Like, I think it had even more potential than the James Gunn version, if you really think about it, because there's like at that point we had no clue how a Suicide Squad movie can play out and like who you could kill off. So like I kind of wish we would seen like that movie mixed with James Gunn's version. Like that's the movie that I kind of want to see, right? Just like out of curiosity. Oh shoot, you can throw enemies. What the hell?
Is Barry on? No. 10 or 9.
Yo, Miami's winning by 10 in this game. Yo, I'm calling it right now. We're getting a Nuggets versus Heat finals, and I'm gonna be glad we are. I
want the Lakers to get swept.
I want to see underappreciated stars make it to the finals in Jokic and Jimmy Butler. Sorry, I'm hardcore. I don't care what the media thinks. I want to see like hardcore basketball,
No,
flashy,
George.
like celebrity basketball.
George, I guarantee you on ESPN or Fox, whatever, if the Lakers get swept because they play tomorrow. So on Tuesday, if they get swept on Tuesday, they're all going to talk about why the Lakers lost the series instead of giving props to the Nuggets. Because Denver is not a sexy city, not a sexy discussion like LA is. You know what I mean?
I know. It's just so freaking annoying because it's like I want to see, Rough Riders in the finals. Like that's what Denver is. You listen, if Denver wins a championship, I'm gonna compare this to Dirk winning his championship back in 2011.
John Courtney versus Ezra Miller. But he the thing is, Ed, if you saw the Suicide Squad, he took down Captain Boomerang relatively easily.
Oh yeah, I will never get that. Yeah, he's right.
And
this is not fun.
I mean, they're not gonna do this, but a Rogue's idea, Captain Cold, Heatwave, Boomerang, etc. Not a bad idea.
Yeah, now it makes me wonder, like, what they're gonna have such a hard time with these new comic book movies coming out. Like, it needs to be like very, very unique in terms of its premise, which I don't know how. Like, I don't know how they like. How could you even make a Flash 2? Because I was sitting down thinking about it. I was like, if this movie's successful, you're obviously going to make a Flash 2, right? So is it going to be just multiverse stuff? Or, like, are you going to do something different?
Yeah.
And if there's not a Flash 2, if you reboot it, what do you do in the reboot? You know what I mean? Like, just seems like there's too much stuff going on. Oh, crap.
Are you playing Zelda?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is. I just like rewind time. I'm gonna have to record that because that was an insane get. I almost died right there.
Yeah.
Stop time and this is just crazy. What else was there? I feel like there was something else that we didn't talk about. Oh,
What
crap.
was it? Oh, Mortal Kombat. I did
Right, Mortal Kombat. I'm excited for Mortal Kombat 1. Really excited.
It's gonna be George Clooney.
Well, I want to play as Homelander.
Oh yeah, Homelander and Omni Man, right? Isn't it? No, I remember those pieces.
I don't know about Omni Man. I think that one. I know Homelander and
Yes,
Peacemaker are definitely in it, but I don't know about Omni Man.
Omni.
Because another one that I heard was Conan the Barbarian, not Omni Man. So I don't know about that.
I think it's gonna come out the same month as Spider-Man.
Well, it's coming out the same month as Starfield.
That's true. But Starfield's free, right? I have Game Pass.
I'm gonna buy Starfield though, because I canceled my Game Pass because I'm like, I'm not even gonna play it because I'm gonna be playing Zelda. So
Oh yeah.
so
Awesome.
it doesn't make sense.
Man.
What else was there? Well, they have armor in this game.
Yes.
Bokoblins.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, they do.
Freaking scary, but I just beat him so easily. Oh shoot, this one has a big freaking hammer. Holy.
Yeah, they can fuse weapons too.
Yeah, there's a lot of. Now I'm gonna fuse this giant thing here.
Mm.
What were you gonna say, George?
Replaying Ocarina of Time and like how quickly I'm getting through some of the stuff so far, it's like, damn, the first time I played this game, I was a dumb gamer. Like this stuff is so easy now.
Oh yeah, if you remember how to play it.
You know, sometimes it took me forever on certain stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, I remember when I played like Wind Waker, there were certain parts that took me forever to get, and now whenever I play it, I'm like, this is so quick to get by. Like for example, like in Wind Waker, there's this like island, it was like Dragon Roost Island. To get to the dungeon, it took me a while to realize I had to put water on like the bomb flowers that were like dried out.
Right.
Like it took me forever to realize that the first time I played it. Now it's like, oh, I can just quickly get through a dungeon because I know what to do.
Oh, all Zelda does.
It took me forever to realize like I had to go through a cyclone to get fire and ice arrows to progress through the game.
Yeah, you can finish it, Degrassi. I don't think it's bad, but really? Did they say that? I didn't know that. At least it got off the ground, right?
What was he talking about?
At least I don't think it's that bad. But what do you, Aaron? Do you think it's bad that the director would only do the Flash if Michael Keaton was put back? Hey, I'm just glad they got off the ground after like a decade of development hell, like 10 different directors on board, Cyborg in or out, all this stuff. Like,
right.
It's really
so much for that Borg life.
He could go be teaching on it.
Oh, Degrassi, you got to finish Breath of the Wild.
Oh my God! I have to tell you this. I was watching. You know how this ended? Channel, right? The Film Club channel.
The what?
How it should have ended?
Yeah, how it should end.
Yeah.
I was watching the other day, just looking back on it for something to enjoy. Right? They did. They talked. They had a little Villain Club YouTube video for Rise of Skywalker, right? Trailer and stuff. And they predicted some of the stuff. They predicted what's going to happen in Rise of Skywalker, and some of the stuff came true.
Oh man, that's
yes,
oh boy.
Yes, some of the stuff came true. They knew. That's hilarious. Oh man. I watched this really weird video of Max sleeping. What the hell?
Yo, like,
What?
what was up with that?
Did you see that, Blinded?
No, I don't. I'm not subscribed to him. So
Okay. Here's a strange video.
It was a weird video. I saw it like I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, it was like weird as hell. Like, oh my god, I don't know. Max
You don't
was-
know.
It was like a 20-minute video.
no, man.
It was live too on his phone.
Oh boy.
Well, you know, like Jarbo took his like hate for The Rock to a whole different level by covering apparently The Rock being involved in a kidnapping.
And it was just
Yes, that's what we were talking about. The lawsuit.
you know,
it's just like-
funny. You know what's funny? No major trade source. Nobody legit is covering it, so you know it's bullshit.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, the what she's alleging sounds like ridiculous. Like, I mean, you better have some evidence because what you're saying is like, it I don't know. It sounds too much like gang stalking. So, like, immediately, I think like this person's obviously not well,
She's
right?
not mentally
to make
ill.
some of these,
She's
yeah.
mentally ill.
This is like she's alleging like the government and these corporations that are all conspiring to take your kid and her kids. It's like,
Yeah, then he knows bullshit.
yeah,
There's
Yeah,
nothing
it's like,
there. And look at the
I
money
don't
she's
know about
asking.
that.
$3 billion?
yeah, 3 billion is like, wow.
No lawyers can take on this. Well, unless it's desperate for money. No, but like this is gonna be that would be that's not going to court. That's like no, like she's sick in the head. She needs help.
Yeah, I have no clue like what exactly is going on besides
Yo,
that.
Heat are
So,
winning
yeah.
by 18 right now. And we're not even at the second half yet.
Yeah, and you know I heard so you're enjoying John Campia's show.
Oh yeah, we should have talked about that. That was
It's tough.
that is such a mess. Oh my god.
Yo, I must tell my friend that who knows who John Campia is, my friend at work, and he was like, wait, what's going on there? It's like, oh, dude, he's like moving all his stuff or something like that.
Yeah,
It's more than just that though. Like this is what we were talking about when we said like John Campia has like a massive ego. So I just can't believe like what he's doing. So like what happened was I think John Campia either realized that he wasn't getting a lot of views on the live stream, right?
But he was.
And so except he was, but like according to him, it wasn't enough, right? And I think he keeps saying this thing goes so deep. But let me just explain this. So he, as a result of the live stream numbers going down, he decided that there's not going to be any more live streams. There's just going to be cut up clips that he's going to record throughout the day, and there's no live stream, right? And if you want this like live show, you can subscribe to his podcast on Spotify
or become a
right?
member.
Or become a
Obviously.
member and all
Yeah.
that stuff, right? So I think a lot of people were like venting their frustration, and they probably like emailed him, and obviously because he's doing something that's quite controversial, he obviously got trolls and death threats and stuff like that, right? So what happened was the next day when he after he tested this out, he basically came out and said, "Oh, I got all these emails whining and complaining and death threats and people saying all this crap to me." And so he's like, "You know what? The John Campia show, it's done. It's finished. There's no more John Campia. I'm not going to be uploading. I'm not going to be doing anything on this channel. I'm just going to do the podcast and move on because you guys aren't happy and you guys are just a bunch of, this is not verbatim, obviously, but he's basically calling all of his members and audience a bunch of whiny babies and trolls because a few people sent him death threats. So he just closed his channel. Yeah, so basically everybody was like more pissed off, right? Because they're like, what the hell? This doesn't represent us, right? And he's just like, and he's like deflecting so hard. Like, this is like the craziest meltdown I've ever seen, where he's like, oh, people are speculating about my finances, and the show is more profitable than it's ever been, but yet you had to shut down the live stream because
he got rid of some people.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, but yet here he is having this total meltdown, and deflecting and saying, I'm not having a meltdown, even though he is. It's just weird. Strange. Very
The other,
strange.
the other day, he had like 1,000 people watching his Fast 10 spoiler review.
Right.
A spoiler.
Oh, dude, it's no surprise.
Fast
that he has a
10!
meltdown. I mean, he had a meltdown over the Disney thing that happened.
But this is like way bigger than that, because he shut down his channel. Like, he's basically like, I'm no longer going to do anything on this channel anymore. And it's like, what the hell? Like, isn't this supposedly your business, like with your members and everything, and you're just gonna like abandon this? Oh yeah, and he keeps talking about retirement too, and he's just it's strange. I don't know what's going on in his personal life. I'm guessing like either his marriage is strained, because he was also talking about that, where he's like saying, "Oh, my marriage can be summed up with what was it, like 3 words? I can't, babe," or "I got work." 4 words, 5 words, whatever, right? And it's like, okay, like, what are you admitting here? It's like really strange. Like, and then he's obviously took away Rob, right? People are complaining about that. And if it's more financially, like, you're making all this money from the show, right? Why didn't you keep Rob, right? Like, why are you getting rid of these things? And he doesn't actually explain. He just like goes on these crazy tirades and blames everybody else. So
Divorce.
that's John Campea right now.
Yeah, it's a problem with Campea right now.
I'll never forget the time Campea, basically his review for Revenge of the Fallen, where he says with like wide eyes and like his fingers, like talks about like the racist twins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the caricatures. Yeah.
It's a problem with Campea. I don't watch him that much anymore. But
I mean, I don't hate Campea. Like, I do enjoy his content, but it's like his ego has gotten very big.
Yeah, he thinks he's the hot shit, man.
His live shows do like, 30 to 40,000 views, used to, right? And he gets super chats, and people super chat him a lot. Like, it makes a few $100 off the super. YouTube takes a amount, but he makes a good amount of money off super chats. But then he makes, then he clips them out to segments, right? Into videos. So he gets pretty good, like 30 to 40,000 of those videos. So he gets he has like over 120,000 total views, 120 to 130,000.
Yeah, he's making a significant amount of money.
The problem is, I think he spends it too much.
No, I think either something is going wrong, and he's not being truthful, right? Because that's his personality. Like, he like, you can just tell, right? It's like if the show is like, I can't believe he keeps saying, "Oh, the show's profitable," and blah blah blah. If the show's profitable, like, or you want to quit, right? Because that's also another thing too. He keeps mentioning, "Oh, I'm going to retire," but it's like, didn't you say you're going to retire like in like 2-3 years from now? So like, why does it matter? Like, why do you keep bringing it up? Yeah, and he says, "Oh, I want to do a podcast," right? So I think either he this is what I think, right? I think John Campea wants to be like a Joe Rogan, or like a successful podcaster who is just like bringing in all this money and revenue, and like everybody's talking about their take about the movie industry. That's what I think he wants to do, right? Because it doesn't make sense, right? You want to retire, but yet you want to still be in a podcast. You still want to have a podcast, like, oh, it's financially successful, but like, I'm gonna like remove everything, fire a bunch of people, and
I mean,
like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense.
He does live in California. He does get dinged on high taxes, but
sure. But I mean, like,
everybody does
if that's the case, right? Like, why not say that? Why admit to lies then? Right?
I agree with Blue Jay here. He didn't need a studio. He should have kept it in his garage. I know he said he got a studio because Rob, so Rob could get there closer, right? You want to be closer to Rob, so Rob, whatever location.
Yeah, that's an excuse. That's an excuse. The reason why he got a studio, it's very clear. John Campea wants to legitimize what he's doing. He wants to make it look like it's a professional Hollywood production, right? Like, that's why if you see his cut up clips, like, he's got a freaking dolly. Like, why do you need a dolly for a commentary video? where it's like the camera's tracking him, and then it fades, and then you just have this front shot of him, and you're like, this is way too elaborate for
Yeah.
a YouTube video.
I had a studio a few years ago, but didn't went back to his garage. His garage is fine, but his studio is he was just tons of pride. Yeah, I heard about this.
Something's going on. Something is going on.
Yeah, I don't hate. Like I said, I don't hate John Campea. I do like if I had to pick who to watch, John Campea or Grace Randolph, John Campea by like a mile.
Grace Randolph
After all of this and like how he insulted his fans, I don't see why anybody would like John Campea. If I'm being honest, like that was like the biggest insult you could ever do.
But man,
when you crush the whole audience,
this is
that's a
where you know they're doing it for the money, that they don't really care.
And the thing is, he didn't do it in this way where it was like explosive. It was very like what's a good word? Oh man. Like he did it in a way where you're like, wow, you actually think you're slick doing this, right? Like that you could just come on here and basically say, oh, because of a few people, now I'm not gonna do everything, right? Like haven't you been on the internet long enough to know that there's obviously people who are gonna send you death threats? Like you can't just group you think that people paying you money are sending you death threats? Like come on, but like seriously, like do you think your audience is that stupid? I don't watch you, but I was like, wow, that's pretty insulting, right? To make that assumption. In other words, you want an excuse to get out.
You lose more people that way. You think
right? Yeah, what he did was really dumb. I don't see him ever like he's obviously still getting views after that, right? But I mean, like I'm surprised like people aren't like unsubscribing and not giving him attention, right? It's like what he did was like the most insulting thing you can ever do on YouTube.
You can if you want to, Grass. No, but we're gonna end it soon anyway. But it's
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
Campea is the Skip Bayless of movie talk.
They are like the normal. Like it's so weird. They're like the normal people working in Hollywood, but they're not that successful to even act like that, right? Like to be like, oh, the audience wouldn't care. Who cares? Like it's so tone deaf what he did. It was so tone deaf. It's like you talk about business and Disney and what they do, and you're failing at your own business. You're literally failing at your own business, insulting your own fans. It's hilarious.
Maybe you should leak something. Get everybody to watch this YouTube to leak something. Maybe we should leak some more pictures. Yeah, I feel like over the year or two, he's really like let his ego get the best of him. I don't know, like
Degrassi says next up, John Campea divorce. I think something that comment that he said about his marriage, that was very telling. To me, you wouldn't say that.
What did he say about his marriage? I didn't see that part.
He said, this is what he said. He said, my marriage can be summed up in 4 to 5 words. I don't have time, babe. So to me, you wouldn't say that unless like
because he says
a big issue.
You know why? He explained why. He explains his daily schedule why. He probably meant that because he says he wakes up like 5 a.m. or something, like 6 a.m. Like,
he wakes up some crazy hour.
Dude,
he's working long hours in the night.
Dude, like of course you're not gonna have time for your wife if you have a schedule like that. And
he said also something else too. This is what I'm saying. Like he's so bad at deflection because it's not the show is doing financially well, right? But then he said something a couple months ago about his wife going back to school. Aren't these people like in their 50s and your wife is going back to school, right? And you're supposed to be successful, quote unquote. So why is she going back to school? Is it because she wants to do something at the age of going to 50? I don't know how old she is.
Didn't he say like 2 years ago he was like moving to Seattle?
Oh, his documentary?
No, I think he did say him and his wife. We worked at Hasbro. I think we're gonna move to like Seattle. I think. At one point, but he didn't. I don't know what happened. Because she did work for hospital, but she doesn't work there anymore. She's going back to school. She obviously should make more money than him because she actually had an actual job,
Right.
with an actual income. Of course,
Right. I'm curious. I'm super curious what's going on, because why are you telling your audience this? Why are you just you don't say that unless there was an actual issue, right?
You see his videos explaining how, if you want to get the podcast, and he's explaining what you should get. I'm like, he shows his studio. This is in his garage, right? He shows his studio. Yeah, this is what I have. This is what I do for my YouTube podcasting videos. What equipment I'm using. I'm like, that stuff is so damn expensive. Not everybody on here has the kind of money.
Right. Yeah, he is trying to make this.
Yeah,
and he feels personally slighted because he feels like he's the one that created Movie Talk, which that's not true at all, right? Nobody here has created really anything, right? There's some genres that may exist because of certain YouTubers, or the style or the way it's edited, but to really say no, I'm the reason why everybody's doing Movie Talk, that's so disingenuous. Come on, man. If you weren't here, there's someone gonna take your place, man. Stop that.
Yo, that's dissing all the movie reviewers that
Right.
have helped make this possible, because he's not just the only one. You have people like Jeremy Johns, Chris Stuckman, John Flickinger, who have made this possible, who have shown that, hey, if you can do it right, you can make this into a career or something like that. It's not just John Campea. Others have done it, and others were also more likable in doing it.
Right.
There's always going to be someone I mean, it's hard to make this into a career, to get so many subscribers, to get advertisements and whatever. But it's always possible, and others have shown that's possible. Campea is not the only one that's been able to benefit from it.
Right. But he just has such this inflated ego. And I've been saying this for quite some time. It's very obvious that he has this inflated ego, because the way he talks to his first off, the whole he would talk down to people paying him money. He's talking down to. I always thought that was crazy.
But here's the thing, Chris Stuckman is going to direct a movie. What's Campea doing with his time? Has he been able to do something on the same level that Stuckman?
Well, he really can't. He did do his documentary, but I think he's getting older, and I think he's not. Chris Stuckman is a lot younger, right? He's in his mid-30s, so it's a little bit different. But I don't know. I really think it's very I don't want to say it's funny, but at the same time, it's this is what really ends up happening, right? When you're so just not clued in, right? Not humble at all, or just think you're bigger than you actually are. You end up in this path. Yeah, he wanted to do something. I have no clue what his ambitions were, what he was trying to do, what he thought people would want to see from him, but he thought wrong. And the fact that people said, "Hey, I'm not going to support this, and you should do something else," and he got offended by that, I think says a lot about his character.
His character, he's a terrible businessman.
I think this is where the Movie Talk community. Here's the thing: a lot of people talk about Campea's take, so I feel like some of us, not all of us, some of us have inflated Campea's ego because we talk about him a lot.
Well, yeah, he has a lot of subscribers, right?
Yeah, well,
it's not a million, but still,
people make content out of him. We know a certain person that likes to make content about Campea,
right?
And we know like another one, like Matt Jarbo was talking about this the other night. People make content out of Campea.
Yeah, they do.
I'm not saying they don't have the right to. It's your channel. You talk about whatever. But I feel like Campea's haters have played a role in making this man's ego even bigger than it is.
Right. I think he always had a big ego, though.
Oh.
I think this and movie and the AMC, that just contributed to, he thought he was on cloud nine. He thought he can go everywhere, and it's just interesting, like seeing this all fall apart, so to speak. Like,
Yeah, no,
We-
because
we-
Robert
There's a lot
Burnett,
of
like
falling
nobody cares
apart.
about him in Hollywood.
I mean, yeah, there's always gonna be like he's obviously doing whatever he's trying to do, right? He's trying to build up his YouTube channel. Remember he just was saying, "Oh, I'm getting sponsored by John Campia."
Yeah, it
and all that
was.
stuff.
It was like 2
Well, yeah,
months
that-
ago.
That was 2 months ago, right? So like that was all at this point bullcrap. That was John,
True.
saving face, trying to help his buddy because they were probably friends and he didn't want to screw over his friend, right? But like this is just
This is true. People do
Nah.
make content out of Chad Jarbo.
yeah, they do.
But-
There's a
but-
lot of content for Matt Jarbo.
See, this
Oh
is,
yeah,
this is what makes a lot of these YouTubers' egos so big. We make content out of them.
Right.
yeah. It just, that's exactly the same thing. You keep talking about them, but egos will get bigger and bigger, not smaller and smaller.
Like Grace Randolph. Like, why do you think Grace Randolph says whatever the hell she wants to say?
Oh, because her ego is so inflated because she's what's it called? She's on the trending page on Twitter most of the time.
Yeah, because
That's
everything
why.
she says is trending, and people will talk about it.
People,
Right.
her Sims don't listen to her because the stuff you listen. Because if you really listen to her, she does not make sense.
No, she never. Most of the time, she does not make sense, and you can tell it's
Yeah.
fairly obvious that she doesn't know what she's talking about half of the time. Like she
Yeah.
has to do research, right?
At
And
least
I get that we
Campia
all do
knows.
research.
That's I mean, we can show on Campia and Grace. Campia knows more.
But
That's the
once
one
you-
thing you can say about Campia. He actually has information.
They-
Grace's
they-
information just
yeah.
comes from her imaginary friend.
right. It's
It's ready for this.
it's weird. It really
You're
is
ready
weird.
for this, Degrassi. You're gonna love it.
Degrassi just wants to see movie talk Bert.
He wants to see-
I don't blame them. Some of these people, they're so like annoying. They're not. They're just not like, I don't want to say they're terrible people. I don't know them personally, but like the way they portray themselves online is just like really like, wow, like you're gonna like be so brazen and bold and just say a bunch of crap and have no care about other people's feelings or anything like that. They just say whatever. It's like,
Well, it makes the rest of us.
what do you
look bad.
expect is gonna happen?
Like, that's what it comes down to. It makes the rest of us look bad. It's like, do we really want to get into movie talk if people become like Campia and Grace Randolph?
Right.
Like here's the thing. Like a lot of people think, oh, movie talk seems like the most fun community on
Hell no.
YouTube. Like not
Hell
recently,
no.
it hasn't. It's like, I mean, yeah, it's not as hectic as being like a pranker like FouseyTube or a 3 a.m. challenger like J Station, but like you become nastier and your ego grows bigger.
You know,
I mean,
If you let it happen, like if you can control it, like
you know,
yeah, like
talking
you can
about drama, right?
experience
Talking
and
about
have fun.
drama. You know, Boogie had Keemstar on a podcast.
I saw their fight. That was for him in between wings. That was
Yeah.
embarrassing.
Boogie.
Me and my friends, we sat down and watched it.
Yeah,
Dude,
10,000
there was no-
people.
There was no fight.
No.
Boogie couldn't fight, and Wings of Redemption was just slaughtering him. And then eventually they had to call it in and say he can't do it. Right? It's like, bruh, you didn't even swing on him. You didn't even get to swing on Wings of Redemption. He had you just
Here's
punch-
the
he
problem.
was
Lyndon.
punching him.
Here's the problem. He went there as Boogie, not Francis.
He was saying, oh, he trained and all that stuff. He didn't train.
Well, if he was Francis, he would have won.
Yeah, he was so scared when he got into the ring. It was like, wow, like,
Well, he should
jeez.
have been Francis. If Francis should have come out, Francis would have beat Rings Redemption.
Yeah, now I'm waiting for the Wings of Redemption and not Wings of Redemption, sorry. The Quarter Pounder.
Oh
The
my
Quarter
god!
Pounder and Review Tech USA. I'm
You
waiting for
take
that
kick
one.
his ass. No, here's
I'm
the thing.
hoping. I'm hoping.
Here's the thing. Quarter Pounder would not show up.
I thought he was gonna show up. I thought they were
No.
gonna make a deal and he was gonna
He's a
design.
No, Quarter Pounder's a
Um,
coward. He will not show up.
That's,
You know
he's
me,
getting too busy eating quarter
That's his
pounders and
reputation.
stuff.
That's his reputation. People always challenge him or to debates or wherever, and then he backs out the last minute.
Like it's weird. I'm telling my supervisor about all this stuff in movie talk. He's like, "How is all this happening?" I was like, "I don't know." Like, it's like this don't happen on my channel, but it's like don't don't blame me if I send you a link to show you the proof.
Quarter incher.
right. He's the quarter incher, yeah. Someone needs to box him. I'm very excited because he talks way too much crap. There's a lot of people online, you know, that we all know, figures on YouTube. They talk so much crap, and then when you say, "Yo, let's get into the ring," they don't want to do nothing. They back down. They get scared. You know, like something is off. You know, and he's one of those people.
Yeah, as quarter pounder, he's definitely a coward. He's
the biggest coward of them all.
Yeah, like Review Tech would knock him out. Like there's no chance.
Oh, I can't wait! I can't wait. There's a bunch of. We need to make a list of YouTubers who should fight in a ring. You know. I want to see them go, man.
Quarter pounder. He'd be eating a quarter pounder on the way to the ring. Oh,
he's gonna be eating a quarter pounder when he's in the ER room.
Oh my god.
That's what's gonna happen.
Oh,
he's gonna have to use that as an ice. They're gonna have to freeze that and put that over his eye. It's gonna be that bad.
Oh yeah, he's not able to wear glasses.
Yeah, he's gonna be walking around, and it's not gonna be good, man.
Quarter pounder could be like he would lose to everybody.
Yeah, he is. Oh man, it's just the stuff going on, man. It's weird.
Oh, it's almost 10. You gotta watch Barry at 10.
Well, we can. It's okay. I need to make something, and then I'll eat and watch. So whenever you want to end it.
It's been here for 3 hours. It's actually a pretty good talk. It
wasn't seriously?
3 hours. Yeah, it's 2 hours, 47 minutes. I gotta watch the basketball game with sound. But yeah, thank you for coming on. You know, I'm not. As you guys know, I'm not. Nothing's wrong with me. Just taking like a Twitter break or social media break, hiatus.
Right.
But I'll be back. I mean, when I make streams, I'll definitely still post a link and Twitter and stuff. But yeah, I'll be around. But yeah.
We didn't even talk PlayStation.
Oh yeah, PlayStation. We'll talk for
because I don't have anything to promote, to be honest.
Okay, we'll talk PlayStation
break too.
For a few minutes. Are you excited? When is it? Tuesday, right?
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday, 24th.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Excited? Do you expect Spider-Man?
Yeah, Spider-Man is. I don't know why. Because I seen Arkham, he was saying he was worried. Don't be worried. Spider-Man is going to be there. That's guaranteed. That's the only one that is guaranteed. Who knows what is not, and what could show up, right? Because Sony has. People have to understand. Sony hasn't shown anything in almost 2 years. We haven't seen nothing from Sony in 2 years. That's an insane amount of time to go without announcing new games, right? Because now E3, there's no E3, and I know the whole Activision deal that was slowing them down. They didn't want to show any exclusives, but they got a lot of exclusives. Ones that were already announced that we haven't seen. We haven't seen anything from Silent Hill 2.
Yep.
Right. Supposedly there's Metal Gear Solid 3 remake. I don't know if that's gonna happen. And then Naughty Dog has to show something. They've been working on something for the last 3 years, and The Last of Us remake doesn't count because that wasn't their project. That was like another studio that ended up closing down, and then Naughty Dog just like finished it. Right. So and then who else? There's Sucker Punch. Who knows if they'll be at the show? Sony Benz. There's a bunch of studios that Sony, we have no clue what they're doing. None. There's rumors, there's job listings, there's hints and pieces, but No one really knows what's going on.
Oh,
And so
I
this
could
show is
tell you
going to
one-
be a big deal. This is going to be a really big deal.
I can tell you one thing: a Star Wars MMO game is not a Sony thing; it's actual facts. There's a
The Star Wars MMO.
yes, open world game. I mean, open world game. That's
The
actually a fact.
you're
100%.
talking about the Ubisoft game?
Yeah, you know how I know it's 100% actually, because I saw it on a job listing for it. I don't have
Yeah.
that. I can't apply for it because I'm not. That's not my field. But I saw a job listing for it because Ubisoft has a studio in Toronto.
Yeah, they do.
Mhm.
That game, yes, they did announce that game. We don't know the title of it,
Yeah, but
or the
it's
one it's going to
100%.
even release. Yeah,
So
there's a supposedly there is a I think
It's being
Bethesda's
made in
working on a
Toronto.
Star Wars game.
Mhm.
ZeniMax, the studio that makes the Elder
Mhm.
Scrolls Online, I think they are working on a Star Wars game.
Okay,
So I don't know if.
and I can tell you one
Obviously,
thing:
Xbox, that's going to take a long time.
there is going to be another Splinter Cell game.
Yes, that's Ubisoft Toronto too.
Yeah.
There's I don't Ubisoft and Star Wars. I don't think will be at the show.
No, because
yeah.
they might not be a Sony exclusive.
I mean, Sony does have something Star Wars related, but
Yeah, but
obviously the Old Republic remake. But I
the
don't
thing
know
is, Splinter Cell
if that's
might be a
ever coming out.
Microsoft also game, right? So I think so. They might not be a Sony
Right.
exclusive, right? Right. So,
I don't know about that. I would assume would be on all platforms.
Did Splinter Cell use originally was Microsoft?
A couple of Rainbow Six games were
Okay.
Xbox.
Tom Clancy, yeah.
Yeah, I think most people. I have to look. Maybe Splinter Cell, like the first couple ones, were only on Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think they would do that now.
No, they have
Um,
job listings for Ubisoft has job listings for Star Wars and Splinter Cell here, so you're not gonna get anything from PlayStation. This for those games. Nothing.
Yeah, those will be at a Ubisoft event. But PlayStation does have the Old Republic remake
Yes,
that
they
they
do.
announced. That was the last time they announced the game.
I hope we get an update.
I don't know if that game's ever gonna come out now.
Yeah. So yeah,
That's been like one of the things speculated
George.
because it's supposed to come out. But yeah.
George, anything to plug? Oh, you can plug your video today if you want.
Okay, well, so you can find me at the George, and I'm gonna put my channel in the thing. I reviewed Transformers last night and got a headache from rewatching the film. I had to rewatch it in 2 days. Next weekend, I'm going to be reviewing Into the Spider-Verse and Bumblebee, so I'll be reviewing stuff that actually does make me happy. And if you just want the video to Transformers last night, I'll put that separately in the chat. So here we go.
We don't know. It might be.
What was that? I didn't see that comment.
They said all first party announcements this week. Usually for these showcases,
no.
usually are, but I don't know.
No. It's third party. There's third party. There's gonna be PlayStation VR, and obviously there's second party as well because there's some games that, like Capcom has a game that they're making.
Okay.
I don't remember the name what it was called, but that game was announced 3 years ago. We heard nothing about it.
Is it going to be all
It's supposed to come
PlayStation
out this year.
exclusive games? Is that what it really means, Degrassi?
I don't think all of them will be PlayStation exclusive, but majority of them will be PlayStation
Yeah.
exclusive. Yeah.
Usually,
That's what
usually
happened
has.
last night.
Usually, yeah. But yeah, so make sure to like, subscribe, comment below. I don't know when next stream is going to be. Sometime this week. I'm not remember, I'm fine. Everything's fine. I'm just taking a little social media break. It's time. It's good to get away with it. It's good to get away from social media.
Yeah.
Getting blue sky, whatever it's called, the new Twitter.
Yeah, I'm going to see about that. I mean, I'm still going to use Twitter, but I wouldn't mind an alternative to Twitter.
I think people are going to move to it. A lot of people, like Jimmy Fallon's already on it,
Yeah,
and Jimmy Fallon's not funny at all.
Jimmy Fallon was getting dunked on, and he was promoting Zelda. Did you see that?
Yeah, it was.
The people are spamming him, pay your writers and shit. It's like, oh man.
Pay your writers.
Did he? I thought he did pay him for like 2 weeks. Oh, whatever.
Yeah, I think he did, but people just ran with the narrative that he wasn't paying anybody.
Well, maybe they haven't paid
Yeah.
attention to the news.
Yeah, they haven't. They haven't.
But he's still not that funny. I don't. He's doing something nice, but he's not. He was never funny at all.
Yeah, he's not funny. Yeah, I agree.
He doesn't make me laugh, man.
I think I make Aaron laugh more than Jimmy Fallon.
That's
So maybe I should be getting paid.
probably true.
You do.
Yeah, George is gonna have his own late night show.
I need to have. I should have my own show at this point.
Oh man,
It'll be funnier than anything John Campier can come up with.
Capit tries to be funny till he's not
Damn.
funny.
It's so.
oh,
crazy.
he's not funny. He's not funny.
Oh, look at me! Like, oh, I'm gonna complain about this movie. Whatever.
Oh!
The only thing what's funny is when he gets mad.
Yeah.
When he raised
Oh,
it,
you remember that video I made about like a few months ago? What was it on? Was it on Shazam? Buttfuck or
I think
something?
it was Shazam.
Was it Buttfuck? Was that a video I said of Buttfuck?
Yeah, what movie did he say that? Butt fuck. Yes, he did say that.
Because I made a video on it, right? I gotta check.
I don't think it was Shazam though. No, I think maybe it was Black Adam.
No, it was this year. I'm pretty sure it was this year. Let me go look for it. Holy fuck!
Butt fuck.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Oh,
what
it was
did he
over Ezra
say?
Miller. It was over Ezra Miller.
Oh, it was Ezra Miller,
Oh
right?
yeah, because like Ezra Miller could be staying possibly, and he was like
What
flipping
kind
out.
of butt fuck decision was that? Something like that.
I got almost in trouble with YouTube with that because you can't put swear words in your title.
Oh man, oh man.
Oh, YouTube, stop.
Especially the
being
F word.
Butt fuck. What kind of butt fuck decision was that? We should be saying that about his decision to cancel his show.
Yeah. All right.
Kind of
But
butt
yeah,
fuck decision.
take care, everybody.
Peace.
Peace, guys. Peace.